Chapter 571. P.S. I've been a little unhappy with the plot recently. It's just to pave the way for the future. Please forgive me. Everyone has seen my performance this month. It's the end of the month. Please give me some votes to encourage me. The people from Sin Paradise are underestimating me, thinking that they can make me change my mind with just a few words. What a joke. Lin Fei was very disappointed with the arrival of Sin Paradise's representative. If it was someone with some weight, Lin Fei might sit down and have a good talk with them. However, this person was just a messenger. Furthermore, he was putting on an act in front of Lin Fei. Did he really think that Lin Fei was someone important? Lin Fei hated this kind of person the most. I heard that the representative from Sin Paradise is here. What did they say? The moment Lin Fei returned, the scarlet refining heavenly demon came. This fellow didn't need to cultivate all day and spent most of his time wandering around, unlike the four evildoers who only talked about eating, drinking, and having fun. What else can it be? They're just interested in our pills and want us to send the recipe over. They didn't even think about the possibility of that happening. Do they really think that I'm so gullible? When the scarlet refining heavenly demon heard this, he suddenly laughed. You've made a good move. 3 types of pills. Even the other powers are envious, not to mention the higher-ups. They can't help but be tempted. Lin Fei didn't brag. The scarlet refining heavenly demon's words were true. It would be strange if they could sit still. No matter which pill it is, it's probably in their hands. They only came to us because they couldn't decipher it. Didn't they think that since I dared to auction the pills, I'm not worried that they could decipher it? Otherwise, why would I auction it? When he returned, Lin Fei thought of a possibility. Sin Paradise couldn't decipher the pill recipe. In other words, they lost an advantage. Lin Fei didn't doubt that they had a powerful pill refiner on hand. So what if they had one? They were still helpless and came to negotiate with him. The scarlet refining heavenly demon knew that Lin Fei was the reincarnation of a god, and the pill that was remembered by a god wasn't something that they could decipher. What are your conditions? Why don't we change to another place? We can still be glamorous there. The scarlet refining heavenly devil couldn't stand being suppressed by others. Those few loose immortals from Sin Heaven were like a huge mountain, making him feel extremely uncomfortable. Lin Fei smiled mysteriously. Leave? That's not worth it. What kind of bad idea did you come up with this time? Tell me and make me happy. When the scarlet refining heavenly devil saw Lin Fei's expression, he knew that it was not a good thing. His smile was too sinister. Lin Fei said straightforwardly, It's a good choice for us to leave, but in my opinion, we've lost a helper. Are you referring to those few big shots? The scarlet refining heavenly demon seemed to have understood. Of course, we only need to pay a small price. When the time comes, no matter what comes, with them as the vanguard, there's nothing to be afraid of. It's a waste not to use this kind of resource. We won't lose anything anyway. Lin Fei chuckled. This is called having a big tree to enjoy the shade and shelter from the wind and rain. The scarlet refining heavenly demon laughed heartily. You are indeed sinister, but they can't refuse. They clearly know that they have to shelter from the wind and rain, but they still stand out. From the moment he took out this pill, Lin Fei knew that this day would come, and he had already calculated everything. Currently, there were a few peak loose immortals in Sin Heaven, so Lin Fei was safer than anywhere else, and he didn't have to worry about anything. Even if the demonic humans attacked, the first to attack would be the peak loose immortals from Sin Heaven. So, you spread the rumor that you're going to leave today to make them anxious? The scarlet refining heavenly demon rarely used schemes, and had always liked to fight and kill. This was the first time he felt that using schemes was a good thing. I want them to be anxious. Lin Fei nodded. If I'm not wrong, they will definitely arrange for someone important to come and persuade the mythology tower to stay in the afternoon. Do you really intend to use pills to settle them? Lin Fei didn't care at all. In their eyes, these elixirs are priceless, especially the blood replenishing elixir, which can quickly heal 70% of injuries. But in my eyes, these elixirs are nothing. They're practically trash, not important at all. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon wasn't surprised at all by this expression. The pills and recipes recorded by the gods, at this level, were not trash. They could be said to be trash among trash. But it was this trash that people loved so much that they couldn't bear to part with it. They didn't hesitate to pay a high price to use a trash pill to toy with them. There was nothing more interesting than this. As expected, in the afternoon, Song Fei came again. But this time, there was an additional middle-aged man beside Song Fei. He was expressionless as he once again came to the previous meeting room. This time, Song Fei and the middle-aged man didn't wait for long. After sitting down for a while, Lin Fei walked in with large strides. "Tower Master Lin, you don't come without a cause. I'm here to talk to you about something." His casual words carried with them a faint pressure. Who was Lin Fei? He wasn't affected at all. "What's your status?" "If your status is low, I'm not interested in talking. You should know that my mythology tower is worth hundreds of thousands of genuine crystals every second." Song Fei got angry when he saw Lin Fei, but he was stopped by the middle-aged man, and he immediately calmed down. "You will know my identity sooner or later, but I can make the decision today," the middle-aged man in gray said calmly. From the moment Lin Fei came in, he knew that the other party was very strong. He was at least an 8 tribulation loose celestial, and he gave off a very dangerous vibe. He never doubted his own judgment. This person was powerful enough. Lin Fei knew when to stop. "You seem to have some imposing manner, much better than him. We can talk. Wouldn't it be better for us to sit down and talk?" the middle-aged man in gray said. Lin Fei also sat down and faced the middle-aged man. "To me, it doesn't matter whether the mythology tower is in Sin Paradise or not. I can go anywhere in this continent. It's just that the mythology tower was established in Sin Paradise, and I have some feelings for it. That's why I want to talk to you." "Feelings? Nonsense. Who are you trying to fool?" Song Fei felt disdain in his heart. "Who doesn't know your ambitions? You make it sound so nice, but do you really think no one doesn't know?" One of the gangs he was on good terms with had been destroyed by Lin Fei, so he had a lot of resentment. The middle-aged man in gray was expressionless. "As long as you hand over the 3 pill recipes, I can guarantee that the mythology tower's influence in Sin Paradise will never be affected." Lin Fei's expression changed. "That's impossible. I'd rather leave Sin Paradise. With the pills I have, I can still develop it. That means you must leave." The middle-aged man in gray's eyes gleamed coldly. "Leave? You can leave or not, but your request." Lin Fei shook his head in disappointment. "It's too disappointing. I can't accept it. The pill recipes are the foundation of my mythology tower. Do you think I'll hand them over? If you dare to take them, we'll fight to the death. At worst, we'll just perish together." A strange look flashed in the middle-aged man's eyes. This Lin Fei was even more tyrannical than the information he'd received. From his tone, one could tell that he was determined. Initially, the higher-ups didn't think much of this newly risen mythology tower. This kind of power didn't have much ability. They could easily support one if they wanted to. But after the 3 pills were auctioned, they immediately realized that this mythology tower wasn't an ordinary power. Ordinary methods wouldn't be able to threaten the mythology tower. They first started with the pills. Among the higher-ups, there was no lack of alchemy grandmasters. They tried to crack the pill recipes, but the results were shocking. The alchemy grandmaster's efforts were in vain. He had spent a great deal of effort to obtain the medicinal pills, but he was unable to decipher it. He was a high-level loose, immortal alchemy grandmaster, and he had seen more medicinal pills than women. They didn't believe it and found other ways to get a few pills. But no matter which pill they found, they didn't gain anything. They were completely defeated by the pills. Originally, they had started with the pills. By cracking the pill recipes, they could use the strategy of taking things one step at a time and then taking it easy on the mythology tower. Unfortunately, the heavens played a huge joke on them. If they couldn't crack the pill recipes, it meant that they had lost an important path. Therefore, they arranged for Song Fei to negotiate with Lin Fei. But the result was disappointing. Lin Fei was very tyrannical. He ignored the people they arranged and even threatened to leave. If it was any other power that didn't dare to take them seriously, they would have wiped them out with a single word. However, it was difficult for the mythology tower. Firstly, they had the 8 Desolation 6 Direction Cauldron, which could break through the seal of the void. More importantly, the mythology tower had high-level loose immortals. This power was quite a bit of pressure for the higher-ups. In addition, they couldn't crack the pill recipes, so they couldn't make a move. As a result, the gray-clothed middle-aged man personally tried to force Lin Fei. But Lin Fei was more powerful than they had imagined. He was like a dead pig that didn't fear boiling water. He was certain that they wouldn't dare to make a move. In reality, the higher-ups of Sin Paradise didn't dare to make a move. The mythology tower had the qualifications to talk to them. The appearance of the 3 pills had changed their situation, and they didn't dare to make a move. Lin Fei also knew that he had to show a fearless expression. He was certain that the other party wouldn't dare to make a move. If he showed weakness, the other party would follow. Good, you win. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man became expressionless again. Lin Fei knew that they wouldn't give in unless they were willing to let the mythology tower leave Sin Paradise. If that happened, Lin Fei wouldn't be the one to lose, but Sin Paradise. We don't need the pill recipes. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man looked at Lin Fei. However, you have to hand over a certain amount of pills every month. This is our final bottom line. Since they couldn't get the pill recipes, the gray-clothed, middle-aged man could only settle for the next best thing and choose the pills. These 3 pills were very useful to the higher-ups, especially the blood replenishing pill and the potential pill. One could recover quickly, while the other had minimal side effects. I can consider this. Lin Fei didn't agree immediately. He hesitated for a moment and said, I can give you the pills, but the amount won't be very large. Also, what can you give me in return? The other party's request was actually Lin Fei's bottom line. Pill recipes? This daddy here doesn't have any pill recipes, and you want me to make them up? That's purely courting death. Pills were the most suitable, but the other party's request was, we need 500 pills every month for the 3 types of pills. Lin Fei rolled his eyes. Do you think I'm running a supermarket? 500 pills for each type? Why don't you refine them yourself? I don't have time to waste with you. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man didn't expect this number at all. This was nothing more than an exorbitant demand. It would be best if Lin Fei agreed, but it didn't matter if Lin Fei didn't agree. In any case, they could continue negotiating, and he wouldn't suffer any losses. 450 pills for each type. I can only give you 30 pills for each type. At this rate, I'll be losing hundreds of billions every month. Moreover, refining these pills requires special ingredients. If you cross this line, I won't be able to do anything. Lin Fei would give him the pills, but the number wouldn't be very large. A few hundred pills? Lin Fei wasn't going to be a spendthrift. Although the prices of the pills in the system store were skyrocketing, to him, the feeling of being cheated was truly unpleasant. No, this number is too little. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man wasn't satisfied. There were a total of 90 pills, and if they were to be distributed, no one would be satisfied. At least 100 pills for each type. Impossible. Lin Fei directly refused. 100 pills? Are you asking for my life? I'll still say the same thing. 30 pills. 90 pills. You can make another request. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man said. Negotiating with Lin Fei, he couldn't exert any strength at all. He had never felt so sullen. Request? So kind? Lin Fei didn't quite believe it. It was as if the sun had risen from the west. As long as you give us 90 pills for each type, I can make the decision to agree to one of your conditions. 30 pills was too little for them. 90 pills was a must. But he also knew that this Lin Fei wouldn't give up until he saw the goods. If he just used his power to pressure him, it would instead make the other party feel disgusted. You can make the decision? Lin Fei said with a doubtful attitude. The gray-clothed, middle-aged man almost vomited blood. If it wasn't for his identity, he really wanted to slap this guy to death. If I say I can make the decision, then I can make the decision. Lin Fei's words were actually unnecessary. From the other party's aura and attitude, ordinary people couldn't stand it. Only a freak like him wouldn't be affected. A request, let me think about it. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry. 90 pills for each type didn't matter to Lin Fei. It was just that he didn't want the other party to take it away so easily. Now that he could make a request, Lin Fei naturally wouldn't waste it. It was shameful to waste. Hearing Lin Fei's attitude, the gray-clothed, middle-aged man heaved a sigh of relief. He was really worried that Lin Fei would refuse. If that was the case, it would be difficult to handle. Did he have to make a move? He wouldn't make a move until the last moment. This was a far cry from their harvest. If they couldn't succeed, it might be a big problem in the future. Chapter 572. Since the other party had already put it this way, it would be inappropriate for Lin Fei to continue to refuse. 90 elixirs and over 300 elixirs were a small matter to Lin Fei. He would need to spend a lot of points to exchange for protection from Sin Paradise's experts. Lin Fei would be the biggest fool in the world to refuse such a deal. My request is simple. You must give me 10 loose immortal experts within a month. Lin Fei stated his conditions. Protection? This was the beginning of the deal. Lin Fei would make sure they couldn't live without the elixirs. These 3 elixirs were just the beginning. They were like drugs. Once they became addicted, it would be very difficult to refuse. 10 loose immortal experts. The middle-aged man in gray was surprised. He couldn't imagine Lin Fei making such a request. It's very simple for you. Lin Fei didn't give them a chance to refuse. I need them alive. They must be loose immortals. This isn't difficult for you. You can agree or refuse. That's my request. 10 loose immortal experts, and all of them were loose immortals at that. It was indeed quite difficult to keep them alive. All right, we'll do as you say. The middle-aged man in gray agreed readily. Everything else could be discussed after reaching an agreement. Even though he couldn't decipher the elixir the first time, he believed that he would be able to decipher it after some time. The prerequisite was that he had enough elixirs to research. It's a pleasure working with you. Lin Fei chuckled. Lin Fei benefited greatly from working with them by offering them extremely expensive elixirs. If they found out that the elixirs were so cheap and they had to pay the price, they would probably commit suicide. After reaching an agreement, Lin Fei prepared the elixirs. The person who came to collect them was Song Fei. At the same time, he brought over 10 loose immortals. This deal was very secretive. If word got out, Sin Paradise would be criticized. Check it, lest you say that I'm lying. Song Fei really checked it. He was worried that the elixirs were substandard. He knew that the higher-ups were arguing over this request. 10 loose immortals. This kind of good thing. Lin Fei was more delighted than anyone else. I'll refine it first. The reason why Lin Fei used loose immortal experts was to increase his own accumulation. Mosquito meat was still mosquito meat. It would be a waste not to use it. The days passed by peacefully. On this day, a shocking piece of news spread throughout the continent. The outsiders had invaded. The armies of the various dynasties, empires, and alien races had officially landed on the continent. They stealthily took over the human empires, and the war had begun. When this news came out, everyone was shocked and in disbelief. The non-humankind armies would also land on the continent. But when everyone was talking about it, after the non-humankind armies arrived in the few large empires, everyone sensed a great crisis. The outsiders had actually entered the continent. This was just the beginning. The outsiders' army started their conquest from the empires, dividing the continent into many regions. The empires, big and small, immediately suffered heavy losses. Within half a month, many dynasties had fallen. Facing the non-humankind army, the human forces had all been forced to retreat. They weren't a match for the non-humankind army at all. Everyone on the continent was shocked. Once again, the outsiders still invaded. Hearing this news, Lin Fei wasn't surprised at all. After a few days, the invasion of the non-humankind army was faster than expected. The moment they appeared, they quickly took over the empires and formed their bases. The continent was in complete chaos. The non-humankind are too strong. Lin Fei and the others gathered together. Even the 4 evil men stopped eating, drinking, and playing. I went to the nearest dynasty. There were hundreds of thousands of non-humankind army there. The dynasty lasted for 5 days before being blasted apart. On the day the city was breached, the royal family was slaughtered. The big and small forces all surrendered. Qi Lian's sky demon said, "It seems like the scale of the invasion this time is greater than before." True Immortal Wine's expression wasn't too good. A dynasty is worth hundreds of thousands of troops. I'm afraid the number of non-humankind army this time is no less than tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions. No one doubted this number at all. When True Immortal Wine said those words, everyone grew shocked. An army of hundreds of billions. Just hearing this number, one could tell how terrifying it was. More importantly, they were all body cultivators, not chi cultivators. Chi cultivators were naturally weaker than body cultivators. 10 chi cultivators against 10 body cultivators. The body cultivators were destined to win. This was destined. Lin Fei had come into contact with body cultivators before. They were really strong, especially when they knew formations. With tens of thousands of people activating formations, it would definitely be a shocking attack. Everyone had some doubts about why Lin Fei didn't leave Sin Paradise. Now, they finally understood what was going on. Rather than fighting alone, it was better to find someone to rely on. Once the mutated race army made their move, they displayed their powerful techniques. At this moment, unity was power. If Lin Fei really left Sin Paradise, the mutated race army might surround and attack, and Mythology Sect would collapse. Otherwise, they would be completely wiped out. Seniors, the invasion of the non-humankind is a good chance for Myth Sect to accumulate strength. I hope that seniors can help us when the time comes. When the non-humankind army invaded, the weaker empires would be the first to be attacked. Only those with a certain level of strength would be left. Lin Fei needed to recruit them to expand Myth Sect strength. I hate the non-humankind. Even if you don't say anything, we will do it. The continent belongs to the human race, not the non-humankind. Unity is everything. We will definitely support you. Lin Fei relied on these few high-leveled, loose immortals the most. With a large number of non-humankind invading the continent, high-leveled loose immortals would be the strongest fighting force. Even though there weren't many of them at the moment, Lin Fei believed that as time passed, there would naturally be a large number of experts joining Myth Sect. Lin Fei didn't doubt this at all. The continent had just started to become chaotic, so Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry. Ding mission unlocked. At this moment, the mission began. Lin Fei was startled. It wasn't time for him to issue missions yet, so why would a mission be unlocked? Ding. Celestial Immortal Promotion Mission unlocked. Lin Fei was shocked once again. He still needed a long time before he could advance to Celestial Immortal. Why would a mission be issued so soon? It would be a lie if Lin Fei didn't want to advance to Celestial Immortal. He really wanted to know what this Celestial Immortal Promotion Mission was. Ding. Celestial Immortal Promotion Mission is split into 3 parts. Ding. First part, Myth Sect will become a top power in the continent, and its name will spread throughout the entire mortal world. Reward: 10 billion points, 10 billion energy. Lin Fei nearly vomited blood. System. Don't tell me you think this requirement is too difficult? Lin Fei didn't know how big the mortal world was, but he knew that there were countless worlds in this world. It wasn't easy to spread one's name. Top power? This was another huge problem. Ding. Second part, kill 3 or more of the 10 great god kings. Reward: 50 billion points, 50 billion energy. Lin Fei vomited blood again. Every god king was comparable to a celestial immortal. If he killed them, he would probably be killed by them, right? Lin Fei didn't know how far he was from the celestial immortal level. Killing them would probably take 10 years. This was another difficult mission to complete. Even though the rewards were generous, he had to be qualified to complete it. Otherwise, everything would be for naught. Ding. Third part, improve yourself in battle, and your combat strength will reach the combat strength of a celestial immortal. Reward: 5 billion points, 5 billion energy. This was more reliable. Ding. Completed celestial immortal promotion mission. Reward: 300 billion points, 300 billion energy. Peak celestial immortal martial arts, peak celestial immortal equipment. The rewards were generous. The system store required a large number of points. Even though Lin Fei had hundreds of millions of points, in the point store he was a pauper. He could only look at items that were worth billions and tens of billions. Tens of billions of points. He could buy a high-level martial art. Even if he couldn't use it to attack, it would be a defensive technique. As for energy, it could release powerful attacks. Lin Fei believed that energy was not inferior to celestial force, or even stronger. For the time being, Lin Fei was unable to cultivate energy techniques. He didn't have enough points. If he had enough, Lin Fei would definitely buy energy techniques. Looks like I can't be idle anymore. The system had issued a mission. Lin Fei might not have been in a hurry before, but since the system had issued a mission to advance to Celestial Immortal, he had to do more things. The mythical sect was currently a second-grade sect, and they had very few high-level experts. They were far from being a top sect or a top faction. Experts, they were lacking experts. Lin Fei was really worried. The missions issued by the system were not easy to complete. Thinking about it, he was afraid that only the last mission would be easy to complete, which was to raise his combat strength to Celestial Immortal. In the blink of an eye, the foreign races had been attacking the continent for a month. The foreign races' vanguard filled the entire continent, and they kept probing the factions. A foreign race vanguard appeared in Sin Paradise, and they started a wave of battle in the outer regions. In the end, the cannon fodder foreign races showed off their prowess, and they actually killed 3 times the human race before they were finally eliminated. This news was unbelievable to everyone. Were the foreign races really that strong? Looks like the foreign races have researched many formations over the years. The scene of the battle between the foreign races and the human race was recorded by someone using a divine ability. Almost every major faction in Sin Paradise had a copy. Lin Fei was also looking at this record. See this? This formation linked their strength together, increasing their combat strength and defense. The human race lost the initiative from the start, which allowed them to form a formation. Shangguan Hong explained while staring at the foreign races in the record. The foreign races are not easy to deal with. 1,000 foreign race cannon fodder killed more than 3,000 humans. The disparity in strength was too great. Even if the human race had a large population, they couldn't afford such losses. Also, see this? The important parts of their bodies are all protected. Shangguan Hong continued, "The foreign races are different from us humans. Some cultivate their primordial spirits, while others cultivate their cores. For example, this stone golem cultivator cultivates his core, the left chest area. As long as his core doesn't shatter, they can recover. Lin Fei didn't have much understanding of the foreign races, especially when it came to classifying them in detail. There was such a thing as a core in the foreign races. It was no wonder that Lin Fei killed most of the commanders who cultivated their primordial spirits. Moreover, he wouldn't think too much when he killed them. He would kill the foreign races first before thinking about anything else. Hearing Shang Guanhong's words, Lin Fei finally realized that the foreign races had such a method. It seemed like he only needed to destroy the foreign races' cores in the future. It would save him a lot of trouble, and he wouldn't be able to kill the foreign races without killing them. At this time, Lin Jiqing seemed to have some matters to attend to. She hurried in. Chapter 573. The Tenjin Temple sent a message for help. Lin Fei was surprised and quickly asked, "What's the situation?" Lin Fei had already expected that the Tenjin Temple would be besieged by the demonic races. It was no surprise that the invasion was delayed for a month. It would be strange if the demonic races' army did not make a move. When they left, Lin Jiqing had been worried about the Tenjin Temple. The mighty god empire had colluded with the demonic races. Once the demonic races' army arrived through the teleportation tower, the Tenjin Temple would definitely be attacked by the mighty god empire. A month's time was not long and was just right. Once the demonic races' army arrived, they would first eliminate the stubborn resistance forces in the imperial capital. Then they would attack the strongest Tenjin Temple. "I brought someone in," Lin Jiqing said anxiously. "I also heard the message from the Tenjin Temple, so I quickly brought someone over." Immediately, a person covered in blood was brought in. He was wearing the uniform of the Tenjin Temple. His face was filled with panic. Obviously, he was in extreme fear. "Supervisor, this is what the Grand Palace Lord asked me to give to you." The person had obviously not recovered. When he saw Lin Fei, his eyes lit up and he took out a jade talisman. Lin Fei took it from him. He knew that this was a kind of message. It recorded the situation at the scene. It could also be the Grand Palace Lord's words. Voila! The jade talisman was crushed. Suddenly, a light screen appeared in front of everyone. The scene of the demonic races attacking the Tenjin Temple appeared in front of everyone. The black mass of demonic races' army surrounded the Tenjin Temple. It was almost impossible to see the end of it. The demonic races' army really put in a lot of effort. Shang Guanhong was also surprised. The Tenjin Temple was a second-grade sect. It was still some distance away from a first-grade sect. See this? They are the three-eyed demonic races. Every time they besiege the sect, they are always present. True Immortal Wine pointed at one of the demonic races. They are best at creating spiritual illusions. It is a very vicious attack. Lin Fei recognized the three-eyed alien. All of them are mid-stage loose immortals. Their illusions are extremely terrifying. If the Tenjin Temple is breached, the disciples of the Tenjin Temple will find it hard to resist. A mind grandmaster. Lin Fei knew how terrifying it was. A mind illusion created by a mind grandmaster could easily trap them. For human experts, if they didn't go through life and death tempering, it would definitely be a terrifying nightmare. How many days has it been since the outsiders attacked you? Lin Fei asked. On the light screen, it was just the outsiders surrounding the god of Heaven Mountain. Then, the scene in front of Shao Qin appeared. 3 days ago, the Grand Palace Lord used a great divine ability to send me out. That person replied, "The Grand Palace Master said that the outsider army has arranged for a total of 10 high-level loose immortals, and is asking for Supervisor Lin's help." Lin Fei cursed the Great Palace Lord. If he had let them leave back then, today's scene wouldn't have happened. Jiqing, can the array of the Tenjin Temple last for 3 days? Lin Fei asked Lin Jiqing. It should be possible. Lin Jiqing wasn't very confident, especially when she heard that 10 high-level loose immortals were going to attack. Look, they are attacking the array. On the light screen, the situation changed again. A team of 1,000 formed a huge array and started attacking the Tenjin Temple. Every attack was incomparably ferocious. The entire God of Heaven Mountains array was fully activated, blocking wave after wave of attacks. Those should be the high-level loose immortals. At this moment, the light screen changed. Outside the black mass of the outsider army, there were many tall, round platforms, which were especially eye-catching. On the round platforms, there were many powerful figures. Even though the light screen was activated, one could still feel how powerful they were. High-level loose immortals. Lin Fei could tell at a glance that these people were all high-level loose immortals. Only high-level itinerant immortals could emit such an aura. They were all itinerant immortals who had transcended the itinerant immortal tribulations. In terms of combat power, they were innately extremely powerful. The Tenjin Temple really is in big trouble. For the sake of a single Tenjin Temple, they sent out 10 high-level loose immortals, and each of them is so powerful. The mighty God Empire really thought highly of the Tenjin Temple by sending out 10 high-level loose immortals. The Heavenly God Palace might not even have 10 high-level loose immortals in total. 3 or 4 high-level loose immortals would at most be enough. However, the Heavenly God Palace had mobilized 10 high-level loose immortals at once. Without external help, the Tenjin Temple was destined to be destroyed. It was no wonder that the great palace lord would take action. Eldest Prince Xiachuan. At this moment, a figure flew over. Lin Fei immediately recognized the figure. It was the eldest prince, Xiachuan. It turned out that the Tenjin Temple had promised not to kill the Tenjin Temple's disciples. In any case, the temptation was not small. The Tenjin Temple was the #1 power in the mighty God Empire. If they could surrender, they could reduce unnecessary losses and gain a helper. Husband, you must help the Tenjin Temple. Lin Jiqing was a disciple of the Tenjin Temple and also the holy maiden of the Tenjin Temple. Naturally, she did not want to see the Tenjin Temple destroyed by the mighty God Empire. Facing such a large army, Lin Fei understood that even if he helped, he would not be able to help much. He could only bring some people and leave. They were too strong. More importantly, they were still in the mighty God Empire. This was the enemy's base camp, and they could only help a little. Once the mighty God Empire's army arrived, it would definitely be a headache. Lin Fei comforted Lin Jiqing. Don't worry, I will definitely help the Tenjin Temple. Who asked his woman to be a disciple of the Tenjin Temple? Even if they chose not to leave and rejected his good intentions, Lin Fei still had to help. This was inevitable. If he did not help, the Tenjin Temple would really be destroyed. Seniors, I still need you to lend a hand in this matter. Lin Fei said to them. It was impossible for him to help the Heavenly God Palace by himself. With 6 high-level rogue immortals and himself, they could barely hold on for a while and rescue the Tenjin Temple's elders. After all, this was a pretty good force. It's been a long time since I last fought with experts from the foreign tribes. If I don't help, I'll be crippled. True Immortal Wine took a sip of wine. Who asked us to not leave your good wine? This time, Lin Fei did not intend to bring a lot of people. This time, they were rescuing people from the enemy's base camp. There were 6 high-level rogue immortals, plus Lin Fei and Lin Jiqing, a total of 6 people. He did not bring anyone else. With the strength of such a small team, it should not be a problem for them to resist a high-level rogue immortal. We will arrive in about 2 hours. They drove the warship together, and the speed was really fast. In less than half a day. If we can have a teleportation point, it will be much easier. Scarlet Refining Heavenly Demons said. Lin Fei rolled his eyes. Building a teleportation point, especially for a long distance, requires a lot of resources. Who doesn't want to build one? If the Tenjin Temple had a teleportation point, Lin Fei would not need to work so hard and rush all the way here. I wonder how the Grand Palace Master and the rest are doing. At the bow of the warship, Lin Jiqing looked worried. 3 days had passed, and the situation was still unknown. She was afraid that the Tenjin Temple had been attacked. Lin Fei comforted. Your Tenjin Temple is a rank 2 sect. The Mountain Gate array is not that easy to break. The Outsiders' army will also have to pay a huge price. Lin Fei had heard of the Mountain Gate array of the Tenjin Temple. It was rather famous. With a high-level rogue immortal personally controlling the array, it was impossible for the Outsiders' army to break it in a short period of time. Furthermore, they would have to pay a huge price. Lin Fei was very relieved. The Outsiders' army should not be that fast. Let's hope so. Lin Jiqing was also uncertain. The Tenjin Temple had been standing for so long. It would be a lie if she was not worried when the Outsiders' army attacked. An hour later, Lin Fei kept the worship and brought everyone into the God Flame space to prevent others from noticing. This time, Lin Fei was going to save people, not to kill people. He had to be careful. He knew very well how powerful the Outsiders' army was. Lin Fei controlled the God Flame space and shot through the void towards the Tenjin Temple. At this time, the Godly Might Empire was filled with the Outsiders' army. The aura of the Outsiders was everywhere. Every dynasty was under the control of the Outsiders. Traces of war could be seen everywhere. Some of the imperial cities were almost razed to the ground. Lin Fei was very clear that some of the imperial cities had resisted with all their might. In the end, they were razed to the ground. In some imperial cities, there were no changes. Needless to say, they had surrendered. Fortunately, Huang Xiaolong emerged from the void. Lin Fei appeared 10,000 li away from the Tenjin Temple. At this moment, the sky was filled with darkness. Lin Fei could clearly sense that there were at least 1 million foreign race soldiers here, surrounding the Heavenly Deity Palace, so tightly that not even a drop of water could escape. The only fortunate thing was that the alien army hadn't attacked the Heavenly God Palace yet. If the Tenjin Temple fell, Lin Fei really wouldn't know what to do. Jiqing, lead the way. Even if Lin Fei was in the Divine Flame space, he would need to enter the formation. He wouldn't be able to force his way in. Within the formation, even the dust would be completely destroyed. Otherwise, everyone would be able to enter. This was what Lin Fei hoped for the most. He would be able to sneak in without anyone noticing. Sneaking out was the best way to make them suspicious. 3 steps forward. Under Lin Jiqing's guidance, Lin Fei controlled the Divine Flame space. At this time, the formation was constantly being attacked. Ripples appeared on the surface of the formation. Following Lin Jiqing's guidance, Lin Fei entered the formation. At this time, the formation was fully activated. There was a dangerous aura everywhere. Many corpses were left in the formation. Within the formation, practically every formation core was overseen by a bodiless immortal, and they controlled the Grand Mountain Guard formation perfectly. When there was no war, the formation wouldn't be activated. After all, it consumed a lot of resources. Seems like there's no problem. Coming out of the formation, inside the Tenjin Temple, there was a tense atmosphere, especially the flow of heaven and earth spiritual qi. It was obvious that the activation of the formation was consuming heaven and earth spiritual qi. This is consuming the Tenjin Temple's spirit vein. Suddenly, the pot-bellied true immortal spoke. He was clearly surprised. What? Spirit vein? Lin Fei was shocked. He suspected that he had heard wrongly. Yes, there is a spirit vein under the Tenjin Temple. The pot-bellied true immortal said. I finally understand why they can resist the alien army. It turns out that there is a spirit vein under the temple. The formation is set on the spirit vein. If I'm not wrong, this spirit vein is at least grade 5. The formation can extract the spirit vein. Unless the spirit vein is exhausted, it will be very difficult for them to break into the Tenjin Temple. Lin Fei knew about spirit veins. Spirit veins were extremely rare. It was difficult for ordinary people to have them. Big sects usually built their buildings on spirit veins. The Tenjin Temple was a grade 2 sect, but it had a grade 5 spirit vein. No wonder it refused to leave. The strength of a sect involved many reasons. For example, a powerful spirit vein could support a powerful mountain defense formation. It would be the greatest help at a critical moment. Before this, Lin Fei did not understand why the Heavenly Deity Palace did not leave. Wasn't it just a sect? They could build a new sect anywhere. But now, it seemed that the Heavenly Deity Palace had their own reasons for not leaving. Among the spirit veins, grade 1 spirit veins were the strongest, grade 9 spirit veins were the weakest, and grade 5 spirit veins were quite good for a grade 2 sect. Powerful spiritual veins were not something that anyone could possess. For example, a grade 1 spiritual vein could only be possessed by those at the pinnacle of strength. To subdue this kind of spirit vein, one needed strong combat power. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to suppress the spirit vein. Even grade 1 spirit veins had spirituality. Spirituality, coupled with the fact that spirit veins were born with energy, would be equivalent to a super expert. A grade 1 spirit vein was no weaker than a 9 tribulation scattered immortal. Lin Fei did not expect the Tenjin Temple to have such a strong foundation. The Grand Palace Master is in the main hall. Lin Fei scanned the hall with his divine sense and immediately found the Grand Palace Master. At this time, the Son of Heaven was in the palace, constantly giving various orders to resist the attack of the mutated clan army. Grand Palace Master, 20% of the spirit vein has been consumed. A subordinate came up to report. Continue to open it. The Son of Heaven did not change. At this time, the Son of Heaven suddenly moved. Lin Fei appeared with his people. Seeing the mysterious appearance of Lin Fei in the main hall, he could not help but be surprised. Grand Palace Master, Lin Jiqing was the most worried one. You are finally here. The Son of Heaven's eyes flashed with a touch of joy. Grand Palace Master, I don't think I am late. Seeing that the Grand Palace Master was fine, Lin Fei was relieved in his heart. When he came, he was afraid that the Tenjin Temple would fall into the hands of the mutated clan. You are not late, you are not late. The Son of Heaven's serious face turned into a smiling face. We did not listen to your advice. Now we are very regretful. I don't know how many experts you brought this time. The Son of Heaven asked. Not many, just a few high-level loose immortals. Lin Fei said, the mutated clan army has gathered many experts. I can only bring you out from here. As for whether to give up the Tenjin Temple or not, it is up to you. Lin Fei did not come to kill people. He can only bring them out. This is one of his tasks. The Son of Heaven was a little disappointed, but very excited. Can you really bring our people out? Lin Fei's divine flame space is very big. He can bring people out. There is no problem at all. No problem. As long as you organize the people, I can bring them out. I guarantee that no one will know. Great Palace Master, let's leave. Lin Jiqing also advised, we can still make a comeback. If we don't leave, once the Tenjin Temple is captured, there will be nothing left of the Tenjin Temple. Of course. Lin Jiqing hoped that the Great Palace Master would choose to leave. As long as the people are still there, there is still a chance. But if the Tenjin Temple is captured, there will be no chance. Of course. Lin Jiqing hoped that the Great Palace Master can think it through. Okay, I will arrange people to prepare immediately. The Son of Heaven was very determined, but before leaving, I want Supervisor Lin to do me a favor. What is it? Say it. You should know that there is a rank 5 spiritual vein under the Tenjin Temple, which was brought out by a senior of our Tenjin Temple from the Arcana Realm and placed in the God of Heaven Mountain. It is because of this spiritual vein that the Tenjin Temple can continue to grow. Now that we are leaving, we must put away the spiritual vein. We can't let it fall into the hands of the foreign tribes. I need you and your experts to help suppress the rank 5 spiritual vein. Lin Fei was curious before. It seems that there is no spiritual vein in this area, so it is no wonder that it was created in the past. Spiritual veins can be born in the heaven and earth. They can also be suppressed by external forces. With the existence of spiritual veins, the sect will also develop and become a blessed paradise. The Tenjin Temple is such an existence. With the existence of spiritual veins, the spiritual chi of the heaven and earth is denser than the outside world. The God of Heaven Mountain is also the best place to cultivate. Okay, no problem. Lin Fei immediately agreed without hesitation. With the experts he brought, it is quite easy to suppress a rank 5 spiritual vein. They can suppress it if they want. Everyone follow me. The Son of Heaven brought Lin Fei and the others to the forbidden area. There's a forbidden area in the Tenjin Temple. This forbidden area has never allowed people to enter. Unless it is to this extent, outsiders are not allowed to enter. Lin Fei, I feel something is wrong. Suddenly, Qi Lian Sky Demon's divine sense transmitted. Not good. Lin Fei did not bat an eyelid. It shouldn't be. Qi Lian Sky Demon said, I am very sensitive to danger, especially after cultivating the absolute art of our Sky Demon clan. I can faintly feel the existence of danger. Could it be the danger of the spiritual vein? Lin Fei did not think about other things. If the spiritual vein evolves from rank 5 to rank 4, it will be a little troublesome. Qi Lian Sky Demon said, Maybe anyway, it is better for us to be careful, after all. This is the base camp of the foreign race army. Anything can happen. It is definitely not wrong to be prepared in advance. Lin Fei said, Then let everyone pay attention to the surroundings. If you do not see the spiritual vein, you do not need to come out. That is the only way. Qi Lian Sky Demon said, I hope my feeling is not true. If there is danger, it will be really troublesome for us to leave the Shunwei Empire. Lin Fei secretly became vigilant, secretly using his divine sense to search. There were no changes. Everything was fine. Could it be that Big Brother Qi Lian's feeling is really wrong? Lin Fei asked himself. Other than this, there did not seem to be any danger. The Tenjin Temple has not been conquered. What kind of trouble could there be? My feeling must be wrong. Under the Son of Heaven's lead, Lin Fei and Lin Jiqing went all the way down into a very deep passage. Inside the passage there were many arrays. Lin Fei felt the aura of the spiritual vein. It was a huge aura. All the pores on his body subconsciously opened up. Such pure spiritual chi. The spiritual vein is an existence of a higher level than the spiritual chi of heaven and earth. After absorbing the spiritual vein, the internal quality is not something ordinary people can understand. This is also why everyone treats the spiritual vein as a treasure. This is indeed a treasure. We are here, after flying for a long distance. Lin Fei and Lin Jiqing appeared in a huge space. A long silvery white river appeared in front of everyone. This is the spiritual vein. This is the first time Lin Fei saw the existence of the spiritual vein. He only learned about it through the ancient records. Such a huge amount of energy. Lin Fei was shocked. If he could devour this spiritual vein, his strength might increase by a lot. This power was simply too immense, causing even Lin Fei to feel restless. The massive amount of power was being sucked out continuously to support the formation. You can ask your experts to come out. Everyone will suppress it together, said the Son of Heaven. I have a treasure with me. It can suppress the spiritual vein. All right. Lin Fei released the 4 evildoers. The Son of Heaven was slightly shocked. With this, we are even more confident. They must be at the 8th tribulation stage. When Lin Fei released the 4 evildoers, Lin Jiqing could not help but feel slightly surprised. She did not know why, but when she saw the look in Lin Fei's eyes, she hid her doubts. Seniors, I will need you all to take action later. Lin Fei said, What treasure? Just take it out and suppress the spiritual vein. That way we can pack up and leave. True Immortal Wine laughed. This is an immortal artifact, specially used to suppress spiritual veins. Everyone, just channel your energy into the immortal artifact, and you'll be able to suppress the spiritual vein and collect it. the Son of Heaven brought out a round disc. Originally, given my strength, I would not be able to activate this immortal artifact. However, with you all taking action together, there will be no problems. Everyone, let's attack together. The Son of Heaven brought out the round disc, and a wave of immortal might instantly appeared. He took the initiative to channel it into the mortal artifact, causing it to shine brightly. Let me do it. Lin Fei also sent out a wave of energy into the mortal artifact. The 4 evildoers were not surprised and channeled their energy into the immortal artifact as well. The immortal artifact flew up and appeared above the spiritual vein. Immortal might enveloped the spiritual vein. The grade 5 spiritual vein now possessed spirituality. How could it be suppressed? It immediately turned into a giant and started to resist the immortal artifact's suppression. However, the 7 evildoers made a move and firmly suppressed the spiritual vein. Everyone, put in a bit more effort. We will succeed soon. The Son of Heaven's face turned pale. He had lost a significant amount of energy. Lin Fei and the others also used their energy. When they channeled their energy into the immortal artifact, it shone brightly and quickly suppressed the spiritual vein. Whoosh! 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 Just at this moment, someone charged out from the dark. A beam of white light struck them, and all of them were injured. Be careful! They quickly tried to retract their energy. However, they were unable to do so and were firmly suppressed. Then the immortal artifact kept devouring their quintessence. Son of Heaven, what are you doing? Lin Fei was furious. He understood that this was the Son of Heaven's doing. Ha ha ha! Don't blame the Son of Heaven. He is not your Son of Heaven at all. At this moment, a group of people walked out of the space. The person in the lead was the first prince, Xiachuan. Chapter 574. Xiachuan. Lin Fei recognized the other party at a glance. Although he wasn't worried before, he didn't expect the Tenjin Temple's Grand Palace master to trick him. Whoosh! Tian Shenxi's body shook as he transformed into an alien. His face was so ugly that it was nauseating. Let me introduce myself. I'm a shape-shifting member of the alien race. As long as I eat someone, I can perfectly transform. What do you think? My shape-shifting technique isn't bad, right? You ate the Grand Palace Master. Lin Jiqing's beautiful eyes were filled with killing intent as she stared at the foreign race. She couldn't accept the scene in front of her. Hee, the Son of Heaven has already gone to hell, the foreign race said. I'll eat you later. Look at how delicate you are. I'm sure you'll taste really good. Dream on. Lin Jiqing's voice was cold and filled with anger. Then the siege of the Tenjin Temple was also a facade. Lin Fei asked Xiachuan. Xiachuan was very proud. Of course, we wanted to lure you into our trap. When you entered the Divine Might Empire, we knew about it. We were just waiting for you to take the bait. Fortunately, you didn't notice anything and are now in my hands. Then the suppression of the spirit vein was also a facade. Lin Fei said again. Xiachuan was in high spirits. Lin Fei in his father's eyes was still obediently in my hands. When the time comes, I'll give him to the Saintess and make a name for myself. Emperor's throne? What does that count for? I want to be famous in the continent. That's not it. Xiachuan said proudly. We were already planning to suppress the Tenjin Temple's spirit vein. However, in order to capture you, we specially set a trap for you. How does this heaven-devouring immortal artifact taste? I've always felt that this immortal artifact was rather useless. I didn't expect that it would come in handy today. You don't have to struggle. The heaven-devouring immortal artifact doesn't have any other use. In order to deal with Lin Fei, Xiachuan had put in a lot of effort. Now he had finally succeeded in reaping the harvest. On one hand, there was the resistance of the spirit vein. On the other hand, there was the suppression of the immortal artifact. Both of them were unable to make a move, and their strength was greatly reduced. If they were still unable to deal with Lin Fei's group, Xiachuan could just knock himself to death. So you're saying that the higher-ups of the Tenjin Temple are also in your hands? Lin Fei asked as he resisted the devouring of the fairy weapon. A bunch of old fogies. They deserved to die for resisting the non-human army, so they all went to follow the great palace master. Xiachuan sneered. However, you can rest assured that I will not kill you. The Holy Maiden will personally take action, and you will become the capital of my battle record. Kill them all, Xiachuan said to several high-level loose immortals. Whoosh! Whoosh! 5 figures flew out. They were all high-level loose immortals. Their faces were expressionless, and their bodies were filled with a cold, metallic aura. Puppet! Xiachuan said, you have a good eye. Even though you don't have the battle prowess of a true high-stage loose immortal, you are still invincible amongst mid-stage loose immortals. Dealing with the few of you will be a piece of cake. Given Xiachuan's position, it was impossible for him to command high-level loose immortals. However, puppet loose immortals were not a problem. Leave this girl to me. The non-human from before had a ferocious expression as he charged at Lin Jiqing with a sinister smile. Don't struggle, little girl. It's been a long time since I tasted such delicious food. Shangguanhong, Brother Qilian, blocked them. I will take the spirit vein. Lin Fei shouted. Shangguanhong and Qilian heavenly demon flew out. The two instantly joined forces. In the underground space, energy fluctuations blocked the 5 puppet loose immortals. You really did hide something. Xia Chuan's expression changed slightly. Even if you hid 2 high-level loose immortals, what can you do? Devour. Xia Chuan sneered. He controlled the heaven-devouring immortal artifact to madly devour the true yuan of the 6 people. The suppressed spirit vein instantly resisted, making it difficult for them to divert their attention. Little Lin, quickly take the spirit vein. We can't hold them off for long. The scarlet, refining heavenly demon and Shangguanhong worked together to form an inescapable net to buy time for Lin Fei. However, the 5 high-level loose immortal puppets and the middle-level loose immortal puppets put a lot of pressure on the two. Furnace of heaven and earth, take it. Even though part of the true yuan had been devoured, it did not stop Lin Fei from using the furnace of heaven and earth. Boom! A huge red vortex appeared above the spirit vein. An aura that did not belong to this world was released. The spirit vein resisted at first, turning into a spiritual qi giant. However, it still could not resist the might of the furnace of heaven and earth. Its huge body was sucked into the vortex. Block it! Block it! Xia Chuan's expression changed again. This was beyond his expectation. Lin Fei had a treasure that could take the spirit vein. Whoosh! A huge hand reached out from the red vortex. It grabbed the spirit vein and pulled it into the vortex. However, this was not the end. The huge hand reached out again and grabbed. The immortal artifact that Xia Chuan was controlling lost its connection with. It was sucked into the divine flame space and suppressed. It was just an immortal artifact, and Lin Fei was able to suppress it just like that. You actually took the spirit vein and the immortal artifact. This is impossible. How did you do it? Xia Chuan was shocked. He was going crazy. In order to set up this trap, Xia Chuan had spent a lot of effort and set up such a huge formation. However, he was not satisfied with the result. What would the other princes think of him? What would the saintess think of him? Kill him! Kill him! He must have put some effort into suppressing the spirit vein and the immortal artifact. Xia Chuan waved his hand. The loose immortal experts behind him swarmed out. Lin Fei felt lucky. If it were not for the furnace of heaven and earth, he would be in big trouble today. Great cutting technique. Since they dared to ambush him, Lin Fei would not hold back. He used his strongest killing move right from the start. A white arc slashed out. Bang! 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 Those weak loose immortals were killed by Lin Fei on the spot. Xiachuan, you set up a trap. Who would have thought that I would be able to survive? Now it's your turn. Lin Fei was like a tiger descending the mountain. Using his hand as a sword, a 300 feet long sword light turned into a huge whirlpool and descended on Xiachuan's head. You want to kill me? Impossible. Xiachuan laughed out loud. A blue star bead appeared on his body. He then disappeared quietly. Lin Fei, so what if you can escape? This is the main camp of the Divine Might Empire. You are dead meat. Bang! The star bead shattered and Xiachuan disappeared. What a cunning guy! Lin Fei cursed. To think that the crown prince would be so cowardly. He escaped the moment Lin Fei made a move. Lin Fei was frustrated. Kill. Now that Xiachuan had escaped, Lin Fei could only attack the other alien races. Without the suppression of the heaven-devouring immortal artifact, the 4 villains had recovered their combat power. They instantly suppressed the other alien races. After all, they were all veteran high-level loose immortals. In less than half an hour, other than the few that managed to escape, the rest were all killed. Even that shape-shifting alien race was killed by Lin Jiqing. Damn it, the alien races are getting stronger. The Qi-Lian heavenly demon cursed. To be able to replicate a person so well that no one can see any flaws, they are really something. Everyone had to admit that the alien races were more powerful than they had expected. Let's go. The Tenjin Temple has fallen. If we don't leave now, we will be surrounded by the elites of the Divine Might Empire. Lin Fei could clearly feel that many powerful elites were coming down from the outside. Let's go. After placing them into the space behind him, Lin Fei controlled the divine flame space and flew out. At this time, the outside of the Tenjin Temple was surrounded by an army. My lords, this Lin Fei's strength is average, but he has an immortal artifact that can travel through the void. It is because of this that this one's plan was ruined. Xiachuan was dejected as he stood in front of a few high-level loose immortals. These were the real high-level loose immortals. Each of them was filled with powerful combat power, and each of them was superior. Spatial immortal artifact. A one-horned alien race member said, "Change the formation immediately and seal off the Tenjin Temple." Rumble. The formation on Tiger Mountain changed rapidly, completely flattening into 2 different existences. No matter what kind of spatial immortal artifact it is, we 9 high-level loose immortals will attack and use our heavenly flames to completely refine it. This Lin Fei, the Saintess, doesn't like him. He must die. The grade 5 spirit vein of the Tenjin Temple has also been stolen. Lin Fei must die. Once he dies, the spirit vein will appear. All right, let's completely refine this spatial immortal artifact. The 9 high-level foreign race members flew into the sky and formed a large formation. They ignored the disciples of the Tenjin Temple below. Huge flames flew out from above their heads and fell into the Tenjin Temple formation. Whoosh! Whoosh! The 9 heavenly flames burned fiercely, and the terrifying heat swept through the entire Tenjin Temple. An Emperor Powerhouse scolded the other party for not keeping their promise. He had just taken out a heavenly spirit treasure when the heavenly flames burned him to death. He couldn't even resist. Those who were weaker were instantly killed. They couldn't be more dead. How cruel! Xiachuan thought he was ruthless enough. Seeing the 9 high-level foreign race members destroy the Tenjin Temple in one move, he finally saw who was the most terrifying existence. These high-level foreign race members really didn't take the human race seriously. They changed the formation. We can't break out. As soon as they came out, Lin Jiqing exclaimed, "They want to destroy the Tenjin Temple. Husband, save them." "Don't attack," Shang Guanhong said hurriedly. The 9 high-level loose immortals are paying attention to the entire Tenjin Temple with their consciousness. As soon as we attack, they can lock us down and trap us. Everyone felt pressure when 9 high-level loose immortals attacked, especially 9 heavenly flames. Qi refinement cultivators would definitely die if they went out. Human body refinement cultivators could control the heavenly flames, but Qi refinement cultivators had weak bodies and couldn't refine them. Now that the 9 heavenly flames were combined, they were truly ferocious. In less than a moment, the huge Tenjin temple turned into a sea of fire. Both the humans and the buildings were burned to ashes in an instant. Cruel, extremely cruel. Jiqing, don't worry. One day I'll make them pay. Lin Fei saw the cruelty of the foreign race for the first time. The huge Tenjin temple was destroyed, just like that. Lin Fei wanted to go out and help them, but the heavenly flames were too fierce. Before he could do anything, the disciples of the Tenjin temple were burned to death. The 9 high-level loose immortals were terrifyingly powerful. The heavenly flames burned continuously, raising the entire Tenjin temple to the ground. Keep burning. Even immortal artifacts will be refined by our heavenly flames. Everyone, observe everything in the Tenjin temple. If there's anything different, it must be an immortal artifact. We'll freeze it. The 9 high-level foreign race members were also quick-witted. While burning with the heavenly flames, they searched with their consciousness. The 9 consciousnesses intertwined to form an inescapable net. The divine flame space turned into dust and moved with the dust, not daring to reveal any flaws. If it did, the other party would definitely seal the divine flame space. I'm still not strong enough. Lin Fei thought. If I was strong enough, I could control the divine flame space to tear open the formation. I wouldn't have to worry about them. 10 days passed in the blink of an eye. The Tenjin temple had been razed to the ground. At the same time, it burned down a few 100 feet, burned by the heavenly flames. Is he dead? After 10 days and 10 nights of burning, they didn't even see Lin Fei's shadow. He should be dead. It's a pity that the spirit vein didn't appear, said another high-level foreign race member. The 9 of them searched the entire Tenjin temple for 10 days and 10 nights. They could sense any changes. However, during these 10 days, everything within the heavenly deity palace was under their control. Not a single accident occurred. Even the tiniest speck of sand was checked by them. They did not miss a single detail. He's finally dead. No matter how powerful Lin Fei is, he's still going to die at the hands of high-level foreign race members. Xia Chuan didn't leave. When he heard the conclusion of the high-level foreign race member, he heaved a sigh of relief. The only pity was that the 5th grade spirit vein was lost in vain. It should have been refined by the heavenly flames. Xia Chuan was unwilling to accept this. He didn't know how to explain it when the time came. Fortunately, Lin Fei was dead. Xia Chuan was quite satisfied that he had contributed a part of it. The 9 high-tier outsiders swept through the area of the Heavenly God Palace once again. After sweeping through the entire area of the Heavenly God Palace countless times, they finally confirmed that Lin Fei and the others were all dead. They were very confident in their heavenly flames. Even a top-grade immortal artifact couldn't escape being refined by this kind of heavenly flames. These foreign races have cultivated heavenly flames. How terrifying! During these 10 days, Lin Fei kept controlling the divine flame space. It was very taxing on his mind. Fortunately, it was over. Lin Fei's divine flame space floated among the fine dust. As for why they didn't detect it before, it was because Lin Fei controlled the divine flame space to turn into an heavenly flame. How could they detect it under their noses? The foreign races are all body refiners and have heavenly flames. They are indeed a level stronger than us humans. Shang Guanhong had to admit, no wonder the foreign race army could come so fiercely back then. They do have strength that we can't resist. They were very clear about the power of the 9 high-level foreign races in the divine flame space. If it was an ordinary immortal artifact, it would definitely be refined, and they would be refined to death. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to leave. As expected, they appeared again half a day later. It seems that we really refined it. It's a pity that it's only a 5th grade spirit vein. The 9 high-level foreign race members appeared again, their powerful divine senses intertwined into a net and swept over. It was hard to imagine that the foreign races weren't the rude people the humans thought of. Instead, they were very smart people. Chapter 5, 75. Lin Fei stayed for another 4 days before leaving. Lin Fei didn't dare to act rashly due to the craftiness of the mutated tribe. The Tenjin Temple, a grade 2 sect, was destroyed just like that. Of course, it was regretful. Lin Fei regretted that he didn't make things clear to the Son of Heaven. Otherwise, he wouldn't have lost a helper. Now everything was gone. Instead, he was tricked by the other party. He was very unhappy. Lin Fei couldn't do anything about it. The other party was powerful. They sent high-level loose immortals. Lin Fei's battle prowess wasn't bad, but there was a big gap between him and a high-level loose immortal. Sin Paradise. Lin Fei chose to go into seclusion once he returned to Sin Paradise. As for the Tenjin Temple, Lin Fei could only leave it to Lin Jiqing. As the saintess of the Tenjin Temple, it was better for her to handle such matters. He couldn't do it himself. Lin Jiqing was the saintess of the Tenjin Temple. She had the biggest say. The disciples of the Tenjin Temple would definitely listen to her. I will come out of seclusion soon. The reason for this seclusion was to refine the grade 5 spiritual vein. The grade 5 spiritual vein contained boundless heaven and earth spiritual chi. If he refined it, he might be able to reach the strength of a 6th tribulation loose immortal. I will appease the disciples of the Tenjin Temple. Lin Jiqing also knew what she had to do. After that, Lin Fei went into seclusion. Inside the divine flame space, this long dragon locked the grade 5 spiritual vein. Every day, he had to use a portion of his strength to suppress it. This was to prevent it from breaking free and damaging the divine flame space. Divine flame of heaven and earth, refine. Lin Fei controlled the divine flame and sat cross-legged in the void. He started refining the grade 5 spiritual vein. The grade 5 spiritual vein was too powerful. It kept struggling. Lin Fei had to deal with it with all his strength. This was equivalent to 40 to 50 high-level loose immortals. The second auction was over. This auction was even livelier than the previous one. Last time, the outsiders hadn't invaded, but this time, no matter what kind of medicinal pill it was, its price shot up, and it became a hot commodity in everyone's eyes. Blood replenishing pill, potential boosting pill, and emperor breaking pill. These 3 types of pills were highly sought after by everyone. Unfortunately, there were too few of them, and the price was several times higher than the previous time. Within a short period of time, the outsiders had destroyed a large number of empires and occupied almost a third of the entire continent. Many places had started to fall. Even if some places hadn't fallen, the outsiders could still be seen everywhere. Even in the outskirts of Sin Paradise, there were still foreign races appearing. Their numbers were small, and once they were discovered, a fierce battle would ensue. For the time being, the outsiders didn't dare to appear in the outskirts of Sin Paradise. Their main camp wasn't in this area, so it was impossible for a large group of outsiders to appear. After the second auction, the reputation of the Mythical Tower's pills started to spread. Many dynasties that had yet to fall also began to arrange for people to bid for the pills. The miraculous effects of the blood replenishing pill and the other 2 pills had long been known to the outside world. People had always thought that it was an ancient recipe, and only ancient recipes could refine pills with such effects. After the auction, Lin Fei also came out of seclusion. A spirit vein is indeed not easy to refine. It actually took me around a month. This refining time was completely out of Lin Fei's expectations. When he was in seclusion, he thought that 10 days would be enough. However, the spirit vein had a spirit of its own, and it kept fighting with Lin Fei. The stalemate lasted for a month before he finally refined the spirit vein completely. My harvest is exceptionally great. I didn't expect a grade 5 spirit vein to contain the strength of 35 to 46 stage bodiless immortals, allowing my strength to reach 6th tribulation bodiless immortal in one go. This was the reason why Lin Fei had wasted so much time. A grade 5 spirit vein is already so powerful. I wonder how strong a grade 6 spirit vein, grade 7 spirit vein, or even a grade 9 spirit vein would be. A grade 5 spirit vein was already shocking to Lin Fei. At the same time, he also understood that a spirit vein would be used as a mountain guarding array's spirit vein. With the support of this spirit vein, the sect wouldn't be destroyed so easily. If I can refine more spirit veins, I might be able to quickly reach the strength of a 9th stage bodiless immortal. I might even be able to reach the strength of a heavenly immortal. Lin Fei, you're finally out. If you didn't come out, we would have come looking for you. As soon as Lin Fei stepped into the mythical tower, Big Brother Qi Lian and Lin Jiqing came. Did something happen again? This was what Lin Fei was worried about. Nothing happened, Qi Lian said. Qi Lian Sky Demon said. It's just that the second auction has ended. We've discussed that it's not appropriate to hold the auction once a month. We were just about to discuss with you about the auction. When he was in seclusion, Lin Fei left behind a batch of elixirs for the auction. Fortunately, he had left them behind. Otherwise, it would be quite troublesome. Shorten the duration of the auction. Lin Fei came to the meeting room and sat down. Lin Jiqing had also recovered from her sadness. During the 1 month that you were in seclusion, the army of the mutated humans had been waging war everywhere. Many dynasties had been annihilated. Now, 1/3 of the continent has fallen into the hands of the mutated humans. As for the remaining 2/3, 1/3 is barely holding on. Perhaps in less than a year, 2/3 of the continent will fall into the hands of the mutated humans. The situation was more serious than he had imagined. Although Lin Fei had foreseen that the mutated humans would be very powerful, he did not expect them to be so fast. At this rate, he was afraid that in less than 10 years, the continent would fall into the hands of the mutated humans. We've discussed. If the elixirs can be supplied in time, we can shorten the auction to once every half a month. Qi Lian Sky Demon said. Half a month is not considered long. It's just right. Lin Fei was thinking about the pros and cons of this. These 3 elixirs can only be sold like this for the time being. However, I can refine some mountain defense arrays and battle armors for auction. Lin Fei thought for a while and said, the time can be shortened to once every half a month. Just now, Lin Fei opened the system shop. He checked the items in the shop. Among them, the array and battle armors were considered relatively cheap. At present, they were the best-selling items. I knew that you would definitely have something good. Qi Lian Sky Demon laughed. In his heart, he had long regarded Lin Fei as the reincarnation of a god. Array and battle armors? Lin Jiqing was suspicious. Right now, all the auction houses are selling battle armors and array formations. We don't have much of an advantage in this aspect. Lin Fei did not care. Their array formations are nothing. The array formations that I refine can withstand the attacks of high-level scattered immortals. If they have the support of the spirit vein, I guarantee that they can last for a few more years. As for the battle armors, after an Imperial Realm expert wears it, it can withstand the attacks of a low-level scattered immortal. A low-level scattered immortal can withstand the attacks of a mid-level scattered immortal. With a large number of points and the ferocious army of the mutated humans, it was too slow to earn sect reputation points. That was why Lin Fei decided to take out the array formations and battle armors to auction. The stronger the human race was, the more effort the mutated humans had to put in. To Lin Fei, it could buy time for him to grow. Currently, what Lin Fei lacked the most was time. Array formations and battle armors were not worth much. There were many benefits to using these things to increase the strength of the human race. Lin Fei did not feel any heartache. So powerful. Lin Jiqing was shocked. Originally, I did not intend to take these things out. You know that it is troublesome to refine them. However, the human race has been defeated too quickly. We need to make sure that the human race can hold on. Lin Fei's words were righteous. This way, our Legend Tower's reputation will spread, but the mutated humans will hate us to the bone. Lin Jiqing was also worried. Then let them hate us all they want. Lin Fei curled his lips. When the time comes, I will inform that Song Fei and continue to negotiate. I believe that they will definitely be willing to protect this area of Sin Paradise. Lin Fei had also thought about this aspect. Elixirs, array formations, and battle armors would be of great use to the continent. It was inevitable that they would attract hatred. Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. If the mutated humans really attacked, he would just buy a powerful array formation and set it up in the entire Sin Paradise. Then he would see what they could do. When a person was valuable, no one would give up. Lin Fei believed that as long as he continued to be valuable, the upper echelons of Sin Paradise would not give up. This was a loss to them. Lin Fei used the excuse of refining array formations and battle armors. Another half a month passed. Array formations and battle armors were not easy to refine. If Lin Fei took them out in a few moments, it would definitely arouse suspicion. From then on, people would suspect that he had a treasure on him. This was something that Lin Fei did not want to happen. Therefore, this cover was necessary. 300 array formations and 300 battle armors. In any case, it should be able to last for 2 to 3 months. After handing the array formations to Lin Jiqing, Lin Fei immersed himself in refining the array formations. This was because Lin Fei thought of something. The 1-year period was almost up. The Heaven's secret treasury was about to open. That Demoness would definitely look for him. He did not know how long he would be gone for. Refining in advance was the way of the king. It was because of this thought of Lin Fei that the Mythology Tower had been able to refine pills and battle armors for a long period of time. He did not have to worry about array formations and battle armors. They continuously helped him gain reputation points. In the blink of an eye, another month passed. It had been almost 3 months since he returned from Tenjin Temple. Other than the time that he spent in seclusion, Lin Fei spent the rest of his time refining the battle armors and array formations. In reality, the battle armors and array formations were all purchased by Lin Fei from the system store. During this time, Lin Fei was researching the Heaven's secret treasury. After the battle armors and array formations became popular during the 3rd auction, the upper echelons of Sin Paradise immediately sent people to contact them. There was no helping it. These array formations and battle armors were all good stuff. This was especially true when dealing with foreign races that were all body cultivators. Cheap practitioners like them had to have a layer of equipment. Lin Fei took the opportunity to make a request and obtain some information regarding the Heaven's secret treasury. Although it was not very complete, at least he would not be completely clueless about the Heaven's secret treasury. The Tianji secret vault was equivalent to a playground. No one knew who had created it. It had existed since a long, long time ago. There were countless treasures and pills in this Heaven's secret treasury. Those who could barge in would have their strength increase rapidly when they came out. There were even some top-notch experts who obtained treasures that could be used to transcend their tribulations and successfully transcend their tribulations, becoming heavenly immortals. Every time the Heaven's secret treasury appeared, it would be accompanied by a huge battle. The Heaven's secret treasury appeared once every 10,000 years. The previous few times the commotion was not small, and it was always the humans and demons fighting over it. But this year there was an unforeseen event, and that was the foreign races. This time, the Heaven's secret treasury was destined to be a bloodbath. The human race would definitely fight for the treasures. The foreign races did not want to be left behind. In their eyes, it was always the human race in the past. This year it was their turn. Once the heaven's secret treasury appeared, one would spend at least 1 to 3 years inside. It was said that it was refined by a supreme immortal emperor, but there were also rumors that it was refined by an ancient powerhouse to kill time. There were all sorts of rumors, but no one could guess it. The heaven's secret treasury appeared once every 10,000 years. In between, no one knew where it went. In any case, it had never appeared in this world. The Xiantian continent was the only major world that appeared. Rumble. On this day the sun rose. Another day of battle between the human race and the foreign races. Suddenly, a loud rumbling sound could be heard. No matter who it was, their hearts were shaken and they lost the will to resist. What a terrifying pressure! Lin Fei could not move at all. A rare look of shock appeared on his face. Ever since he took the godly spirit grass, Lin Fei had accumulated a godly aura. Ordinary pressure was useless against him, but now he was being suppressed without any ability to resist. In the Xiantian continent, no matter how small or big it was, everyone was being suppressed by this invincible pressure. In front of this pressure, everyone was as small as a child. It made them realize that there was always someone better than you out there. After a short moment of panic, everyone understood one thing, especially the big shots. They all looked towards the east. In the far east, where the sun rose, there was a huge pyramid floating in the sky. The sun shone on the pyramid, shining Jingguang. For golden characters were incomparably domineering. The heaven's secret treasury. The pyramid was the heaven's secret treasury, and it had descended on the Xiantian continent. The heavens are helping me. The heaven's secret treasury has appeared. There is hope for this old man to advance. In the south, at the bottom of the sea, an old man had a strange look in his eyes as he stared at the huge pyramid in the east. In the north, on a vast desert, an enormous demonic beast flew out from the yellow sand and appeared in the sky. It was thousands of meters long and had transformed into a black-faced man. This is the heaven's secret treasury. I didn't expect another 10,000 years to pass. Last time I lost the treasure. This time I won't lose it. In the Xiantian continent, every big shot and big shot had their eyes on the heaven's secret treasury. And this time, the treasury had appeared openly. It was even livelier than the last time. Sometimes, the heaven's secret treasury would not show itself on its own. It would quietly appear in a certain place. Only the big shots of the continent knew its exact location. Chapter 576. The pressure from the Tianji's secret treasury lasted for a moment before disappearing without a trace, as if it had never appeared. Lin Fei soon regained his freedom. Amazing, truly amazing. Lin Fei was in awe of the Tianji's secret treasury. If this Tianji's secret treasury is a treasure, then the entire Xiantian continent is doomed. Even Lin Fei's own divine aura could not withstand the aura just now. Insignificant, truly insignificant. High-level loose immortals were powerful, but Lin Fei had never taken them seriously. As long as he had enough time, he would be able to kill them sooner or later. But in the face of this Tianji secret treasury, Lin Fei felt powerless. Too strong, really too strong. Before the Tianji secret treasury appeared, Lin Fei might not have thought much of it, but after it actually appeared, he knew how terrifying it was. It was too terrifying. Fortunately, the Tianji secret treasury was not an offensive treasure, but something created by a powerful being. For someone to be able to create a treasury like this, Lin Fei could imagine how powerful this person was. Perhaps this person was already free and unfettered, no longer in this world, truly out of the 3 realms. At this time, Qi Lian, Heavenly Demon, Shangguan Hong, and the 4 villains appeared. The commotion from the Tianji secret treasury was too huge. No matter where they were suppressed. This feeling of palpitation made them restless. That kind of invincible pressure made one realize what despair was, the true emotion of despair. Just now, the Scarlet Refinement Heavenly Demon was suppressed, so he did not know much about the Tianji secret vault. If he did not mention it, he would have forgotten about it. The Tianji secret treasury has descended. The first to jump up was Qi Lian, heavenly demon. This thing is still here. Lin Fei pointed to the east. Look for yourself. Even though their divine sense did not meet the requirements, as long as they extended their divine sense to the east, a giant pyramid would appear in their minds, emitting a blinding light. Unexpected, truly unexpected, this Tianji secret treasury is still here. I thought it had disappeared. After being suppressed for 1,000,000 years, Qi Lian, heavenly demon, had long forgotten about this thing. Could it be that the Tianji Arcanum already existed 1,000,000 years ago? The scarlet, refining, heavenly demon sighed. Anyway, I don't know when it started, but every time the Tianji treasury opens, a group of people will be selected to go in. It's called treasure hunting. It's a scam inside. There are many treasures, but if you're not careful, you'll be trapped inside and eventually die of old age. However, if you're lucky, the harvest is quite considerable. I didn't expect this thing to still be here after 1,000,000 years. There's such a thing. What Lin Fei knew was all written information. I knew it. This Heavenly Secrets secret vault has a total of 9 floors. The scarlet, refining, heavenly demon recalled. There are treasures in every level. It's extremely dangerous to go up a level. Back then, I went there once and barged into the 4th level. I had no choice but to return. At that time, I was a 3rd tribulation, scattered immortal. Lin Fei knew very well that at that time, Qi Lian Sky Fiend would definitely have a battle prowess equivalent to that of a 4th tribulation bodiless immortal. So dangerous. It was indeed dangerous for a 4th tribulation loose immortal to reach the 4th level. This year should be even more dangerous. The scarlet, refining, heavenly demon sighed. The human race, the demon race, the alien race, and the restless sea race. This time the competition will be huge. I wonder how many people will die. In the Xiantian continent, the 4 races were indeed competing with each other. Needless to say, the human race had always occupied this continent. The demon race had always lived in a certain area. It was not a big deal for them to not be annihilated by the human race. This proved that they were very powerful. As for the sea race, they were the kings in the boundless ocean. No one knew how powerful they were. Finally, the alien race came with a lot of experts. They suppressed the human race and the demon race. They were the number 1 race. This time, when the Heavenly Secrets secret vault opened, the competition between the 4 races would definitely be a bloodbath. Brat, you must go to the Heavenly Secrets secret vault, Shangguan Hong said. Even though it will be dangerous this time, it will be an opportunity for you. I once heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'll give you a reference. From the 6th level of the Heavenly Secrets secret vault onwards, there are spirit veins. Your cultivation technique is special. If you can collect a large number of spirit veins, I think your combat power will definitely increase by leaps and bounds. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. There are spirit veins. Refining a 5th grade spirit vein had brought him endless benefits. Lin Fei had always been looking forward to refining a spirit vein. On the Xiantian continent, almost all the spirit veins already had owners. Lin Fei couldn't steal them. Even if he did, he might not be able to steal them. Which sect didn't treat spirit veins like treasures? Every spirit vein above the 5th grade had its own spirituality. With Lin Fei's current strength, it would not be easy to suppress them. This was definitely not going to work. Lin Fei had put the matter of spirit veins to the back of his mind. In the end, he heard such a good news. There was a spirit vein in the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. I've heard of this legend as well. True Immortal Wine said, in the past, it was said that some experts had stolen spirit veins and their strength increased by leaps and bounds. If you can get your hands on a 9th grade spirit vein, it won't be a problem for you to become a high-level loose immortal. There are 9th grade spirit veins. Lin Fei was shocked. In the end, invincible true immortal, looked down on Lin Fei's expression. Don't forget that the Heavenly Secrets secret vault was created by a powerful expert. Who knows how many ninth-grade spirit veins that we think are powerful can be taken away by them with a wave of their hands? Lin Fei broke out in a cold sweat. How could he have overlooked this? In the mortal world, who could be called a powerful expert? Almost no one dared to do so because they were not qualified. Powerful experts had the power to control the heavens. They could do anything with just a word. To them, destroying the Xiantian continent was as easy as lifting a finger. Lin Fei was still in a daze. He had overlooked this powerful expert. Are there no spirit veins in the lower levels? Your goal should be the 6th level. As for the lower levels, you don't have to think about it. True Immortal Wine said. Lin Fei laughed dryly. I was just asking. He turned to Qi Lian and said, Brother Qi Lian, you have been to the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. You should be familiar with the routes inside. Why don't you draw me a map of the lower levels? In the end, True Immortal Wine said again, don't even think about it. Every time the Heavenly Secrets secret vault appears, there is a huge change inside. The previous routes are all gone. Damn, there is such a thing. Lin Fei was very depressed. That powerful expert really had nothing better to do. Why did he suddenly want to make changes? It really felt like he was playing a game in the world. The Heavenly Secrets secret vault appeared. The Xiantian continent temporarily quieted down. Everyone had their eyes on the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. Many big shots and powerhouses personally flew over, trying to enter in advance. Unfortunately, the area within 1,000,000 miles of the Heavenly Secrets secret vault had become a forbidden zone. Every big shot and powerhouse could rush in, but the more powerful ones were bounced out after a few 100,000 miles. After making a fool of themselves, the big shots all returned. If they couldn't enter, then no one else could either. They were no longer in a hurry. Everyone began to rub their palms, ready to break into the Heavenly Secrets secret vault and fight for the treasures inside. The Xiantian continent was surprisingly peaceful for the time being. 1,000,000 miles away from the Heavenly Secrets secret vault quickly became the focal point for scouts from various forces to receive first-hand news and information. They didn't want to be one step behind others. The Heavenly Secrets secret vault hadn't opened yet. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry either. He used his points to buy elixirs, armor, and formations in preparation for what would happen next. On the 15th day of the Heavenly Secrets secret vault appearance, which was half a month ago, the Heavenly Secrets secret vault in the pyramid shot out many golden balls of air. These balls of air flew to every corner of the Xiantian continent. When the balls of air landed on someone, they instantly turned into a token with a number on the back. Everyone knew that whoever had this golden ball of air would be qualified to enter the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. Haha, I have the right to enter as well. It's my turn as well. Wonderful. Whenever the balls of air landed on someone, they would immediately receive a wave of admiration and praise from the crowd. Of course, there were also some ruthless people who tried to snatch the balls of air and gain the right to enter the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. However, when they tried to snatch it, a Jingguang shot towards them. No matter how strong they were, a single Jingguang would destroy their souls, and they couldn't be more dead. When this happened, everyone was shocked. It turned out that those who obtained the balls of air would also be protected by the Heavenly Secrets secret vault. This was something that had never happened before. If there was a first, there would be a second. Some experts didn't believe it, but in the end, they were all killed by the Jingguang that came out of nowhere. As a result, even the most ruthless people didn't dare to make a move. What a joke! That Jingguang was extremely powerful. Previously, there was a loose immortal who tried to snatch the right to enter the Heavenly Secrets secret vault because he had an immortal artifact. In the end, the loose immortal artifact was also destroyed by the light beam. Even an immortal artifact could be destroyed. Everyone gave up. It could only be said that this was too fair. No one should think about snatching the right to enter the Heavenly Secret's secret vault. For some clans, an unknown disciple status would suddenly rise. There were countless treasures in the Heavenly Secret's secret vault. If one could obtain a treasure, it would be of great help to the clan. It's my turn as well. The balls of air landed on Lin Fei's body and instantly turned into a token. There was a 5-digit number on the back. He discovered that there were tens of thousands of people who entered the Heavenly Secret's secret vault. There weren't many people from the Mythology Tower who were participating, and this surprised Lin Fei. Could it be that the Mythology Tower was targeting him? The Scarlet Refining Heavenly Demon, the Four Evils, and the others didn't even have a turn. This left Lin Fei dumbfounded. Looks like high-tier loose immortals are not allowed to enter this time. The Scarlet Refining Heavenly Demon came to a conclusion after knowing the situation. This is good too. At least you won't be suppressed by others. However, those who can participate might have the battle prowess of a high-tier loose immortal. You have to be careful. Although high-tier loose immortals were not allowed to enter, it didn't mean that some people didn't have the battle prowess of a high-tier loose immortal. Right now, the human race, the monster race, the alien race, and the oceanic race were all filled with geniuses. There was no lack of geniuses among them who had the battle prowess of a high-tier loose immortal. Perhaps the competition this time would be even more intense. It won't be that easy for them to kill me. Lin Fei could control the divine flame space. If he really met someone he couldn't defeat, there was nothing for him to worry about. He could just enter the divine flame space and they could only watch. You do have the advantage with the divine flame space, Shang Guanhong said. However, if you can delve deeper into the divine flame space, I feel that your control over it will reach another level. I always thought that you are too young to truly develop the divine flame space. Lin Fei had the same feeling. He had only grasped the basics of the divine flame space. The divine flame space could be used to hide from others and collect things. Lin Fei felt that the divine flame space could also be used as an offensive treasure. I'll study it tonight. Lin Fei already had a direction in mind. Whether he could study it or not was another matter. After obtaining the qualification to enter the Heaven's secret treasury, Lin Fei went to study the divine flame space that night. Inside the divine flame space, Lin Fei stood in midair and released his divine sense to study every inch of the divine flame space. The divine flame space should be able to attack. Lin Fei had this thought for a long time. He just didn't put it into practice. This time, the Heaven's secret treasury was full of danger. Lin Fei had to be prepared. If the divine flame space could be used for both offense and defense, it would definitely be of great help. Attacks should start with the divine flame space. Lin Fei thought along this line of thought. His thoughts also began to spread out as he sank into his own thoughts. He didn't know how much time had passed. Suddenly, Lin Fei opened his eyes. He was dazed at first, but then he regained his clarity. Perhaps this should be the case. Wind, speed. Fire, divine flame. Speed and divine flame might be the means of attack. Whoosh, whoosh, the divine flame space turned into a thumb-sized spark, exploding with super speed, leaving a red dot in the void. It tore through the void and entered the endless void, tearing open a hole in the violent aura. Done. Lin Fei estimated the attack power just now. It was no less than the battle prowess of a 6 tribulation bodiless immortal or close to that of a 7 tribulation bodiless immortal. More importantly, when it was used with speed, it was truly a lethal weapon that could not be guarded against. Very quickly, Lin Fei returned to the Shantian continent. He appeared within a mountain range, and one howling monstrous beast after another entered Lin Fei's field of vision. Bang! The red that left no trace as it blasted apart the head of an emperor-level monstrous beast. Even the incomparably tough, monstrous core within it was completely destroyed. Again, Lin Fei changed directions, heading towards the nearest outsider base to test out his attack. Bang, bang, bang! The divine flame space was like a murderous, deadly weapon. One after another, it shot out from the outsider's body. In the blink of an eye, the incomparably tough core of the outsider was instantly blasted apart. Chapter 577. On the war-torn continent, a huge black warship was moving forward majestically like a towering mountain. From time to time, bandits would come out to rob the black warship. But before they could do anything, they were rammed to death by the warship. Even their primordial spirits were shattered. The Xiantian continent was in a state of war. The bandits, who had been suppressed for so long, finally had a chance to use their martial arts. At an unimaginable speed, they formed groups of bandits and formed mountain peaks. They ran amok, robbing passers-by and making their blood boil. On the bow of the warship, there were 5 young men and women. Their auras were noble, and just by standing there, it was easy to tell who was superior, making people afraid to approach them. These young men and women all exuded an arrogant aura. On the upper left corner of their chests, there was a golden mark, indicating that they were qualified to enter the Tianji secret treasury. Qian, I don't understand. Why do you want to find that Lin Fei? What ability does he have? A red-haired young man said unhappily to a woman in black. I'm happy. The woman in black replied, Qian, we're doing this for your own good. The Tianji secret treasury is open. The 5 of us will form a team. Why do we need to invite others? At this time, another young man spoke up, standing on the same line as the red-haired man. The hearts of people in this world are sinister. Can you guarantee that this person is not someone they arranged? The woman in black was Nangong Qian of the demon sect. At this time, a woman in red acted as a middleman. You guys don't need to argue. Qian is looking for that Lin Fei, so she must have her own plans. Anyway, we haven't seen him yet, so we can't say anything. Why don't we wait until we get there and observe Lin Fei? Lin Fei must join our team. Nangong Qian said he is of great use. The 2 men took a step back. Let's talk when we get there. If this Lin Fei is qualified, we won't refuse. The conversation ended on a sour note. Brother Hui, I don't understand. What is Qian trying to do? Why must she let an unknown person join the team? In a room on the warship, the red-haired man was very unhappy and stood in front of the window. The one called Brother Hui was a fair-skinned man with a knife-like face and an insolent aura. Zhuge, Hui said, I think we got to know each other when we worked together to steal treasures. However, I really don't like this Lin Fei. It's best if he doesn't have the right to enter the Tianji secret vault. That way, everyone can rest easy. Why didn't I think of that? Another man, Sushan, said, Even if Lin Fei really qualifies, I will personally challenge him to a duel and embarrass him. Qian will naturally not let him join the team. How can we, the demon sect, allow an outsider to join? Brother Hui, you're the publicly acknowledged #1 genius in our devil sect. And Nangong Qian is the sect master's beloved daughter. You can use this opportunity to kill all the competitors who are pursuing Qian. The other man, Li Changfeng, who had not said a word, said sinisterly, Competitors? Zhuge, Hui looked out of the window. I have never regarded them as anything. This time when the Tianji secret vault opens, I will let them see how powerful the #1 genius of the devil sect is. This time I will charge into the heaven immortal realm in one go. After the qualification to enter the Tianji secret vault was issued, it was still unknown when it would open. Everyone, especially those who had obtained the qualification, began to rub their palms and prepare all sorts of treasures to prevent themselves from suffering a loss. Sin Paradise was a famous black market in the continent. All sorts of warships would land on the square from time to time. The mythological towers, pills, and armors became famous in a short period of time. Many people came to bid for them, buying insurance for themselves. That Lin Fei is in this Sin Paradise. On this day, a warship landed on the square of Sin Paradise. Nangong Qian came down from the warship. This guy really knows how to choose a place. As a power of the continent, the Devil's Sex Intelligence Agency was well connected. It would be troublesome to find an unknown person, but it was very easy to find a famous person. The mythological tower. Nangong Chanchan appeared in front of the mythological tower. Wasn't this Ji Treasure Tower in the past? Yu Shan was surprised. Why did it change its name? Ji Treasure Tower has long been removed from the list. Nangong Chanchan said, Lin Fei is the tower master of this mythological tower. Ji Treasure Tower's immortal equipment has also been seized by him. Why does this name sound so familiar? Li Qingfeng was puzzled. Zhuge Hui said, this mythological tower didn't attract much attention in the beginning. Later on, the 3 pills that were auctioned became very famous. They are pills for rapid recovery. Ordinary pills can recover 30% to 40%, and his pills can recover 70%. Then there are the formations and armors. The 5 of them were all geniuses of the Devil Sect. They all knew about the Devil Sex Intelligence Agency. Anything that was of value in the continent would be included in the intelligence agency. Although the mythological tower wasn't famous, it had an extremely high reputation in this region. The intelligence agency of the Devil Sect, a major power, also had their eyes on this mythological tower. Each of them had their own background. When they saw the mythological tower, they immediately felt that it was familiar. Sorry, the mythological tower is holding an auction today. It will reopen in 2 hours. The 4 guards at the door stopped them. You guys are quite daring. You dare to stop us? Li Qingfeng laughed sinisterly. Scram before I get angry. Isn't it just an auction? Who dares to stop us? Li Qingfeng, if you don't speak, no one will treat you as a mute. Nangong Chanchan scolded. This auction is held once every half a month. Every auction has a transaction volume of hundreds of billions of Zhan Yuan crystals. Every auction spot is worth billions of Zhan Yuan crystals. You are quite arrogant. No matter who it was, they obviously didn't care about a small auction. But after hearing this, their expressions couldn't help but change greatly. In the entire Xiantian continent, there weren't many auctions that could have such a transaction volume of hundreds of billions of Zhan Yuan crystals. Nangong Chanchan continued, Do you see those people? They are all leaders of various powers. Aren't they still stopped at the door? Can your status be higher than theirs? Li Qingfeng's face turned red. Zhuge Hui naturally had to speak up for himself. Chanchan, don't say any more. Chengfeng doesn't know either. Who would know that this auction has such a great background? Nangong Chanchan snorted. I am telling him the truth. Right now, the continent is not peaceful. If you can avoid trouble, don't cause trouble. This is not the time for you to do evil. After speaking, Nangong Chanchan took out an item. I am a friend of your tower lord. You can give this item to him. The 4 guards were about to inform their superiors, but they didn't expect that this elegant woman would be able to shut the other man up with just a few words. She also knew the situation of the mythological tower so well. They immediately knew that the 5 people outside all had a great background. Their aura was something that ordinary people couldn't imitate. Perhaps they really did know the tower lord. Miss, please wait a moment. A guard immediately took the token and entered the mythological tower. Nangong Chanchan is here? Lin Fei was accompanying Lin Jiqing and Jin Feng. He didn't have much time left. Lin Fei didn't know when the Tianji secret vault would open, but it shouldn't be too long. He didn't even know when he would come out. Moreover, Jin Feng was pregnant and had a child. He had to spend time with her. Perhaps, after coming out of the Tianji secret vault, he would become a father. After seeing the token, Lin Fei recognized it. Husband, you don't have to accompany us if you have something to do. After Jin Feng got pregnant, her temperament became much gentler. It seemed that she was afraid of affecting the child in her belly. Lin Fei sighed. This is really not the right time. If it was someone else, Lin Fei would definitely ignore them. However, Nangong Chanchan was a demonic sect princess. He had no choice but to go. Who knew what this demonic sect princess would do if she went crazy? Therefore, some things couldn't be looked at normally. Nangong Chanchan was one of them. Nangong Chanchan was one of them. Not to mention that she had extorted him the last time, forcibly taking a battleship from him. Xiao Qing, you accompany Xiao Feng first. I will be back soon. Lin Fei left the space and appeared at the door. Lin Fei had refined the 8 Desolation 6 Directional Cauldron. He had long mastered the internal teleportation ability. He could go wherever he wanted. I didn't expect you to come. Nangong Chanchan's tone was not good. You are quite arrogant. It has always been others waiting for me. This time, I have waited for you. You are Lin Fei. Several unfriendly gazes shot over as if they wanted to shoot Lin Fei to death. I have something to do, Lin Fei said seriously. When I heard that you were here, I came immediately. I asked you a question. Li Qingfeng had a stomach full of resentment. Naturally, the words just now came out of his mouth. Damn, your subordinates are so bold. The master didn't speak, but the subordinate spoke first? Lin Fei shook his head in disappointment. You should discipline them. If they were my subordinates, I would slap them until they are obedient. If they are not obedient, I will continue to slap them until they are obedient. Nangong Chanchan laughed. You are mistaken. They are not my subordinates. They are my teammates. Lin Fei was stunned. I really don't know. Who are you? I didn't mean it just now. Who told you to look like a servant? Li Chengfeng felt like killing someone. He had never been slapped in the face like this. He dared to say that this Lin Fei must know that he was not a servant. This was intentional. He was deliberately slapping his face. Why don't you bring us in to take a look? At this time, Nangong Chanchan spoke, not giving Li Chengfeng a chance to speak. Lin Fei suddenly understood. Now that you mention it, I just remembered. Everyone, please come in. Too much, too much. Li Chengfeng's face was gloomy. That guy is clearly not giving me face. In the demon sect, who dares not to give me face? Su Shan also said it is indeed too much. Moreover, this person is not ordinary. He is a good opponent. Qingfeng, I know you are very angry now. You should bear with it first. Don't make a move. Zhu Gehui seemed to have thought of something and said, I just thought of something. Previously, I learned from the intelligence agency that our demon sect is interested in researching the elixirs of the Myth Tower. It seems that the progress is not very big. If we can't find anything useful from the elixirs, our demon sect might cooperate with the Myth Tower. We cannot touch this matter. If the higher-ups get angry, we will all be in trouble. Su Shan and Li Qingfeng's expressions changed. Chapter 578. All right, I'll bear with it. Li Chengfeng also knew that if he messed up this matter, the Devil Sex Intelligence Agency would be able to find out easily. He really couldn't touch this matter, so he had to bear with it. Let's go in and see how popular the mythological tower's medicinal pills are. Zhu Gehui said, We can also understand it, and perhaps provide some suggestions for the clan. Li Chengfeng and Yu Shan immediately understood. Using force was just a display of brute strength. Sometimes using one's brain was also good. When Lin Fei saw that the 3 men behind him didn't catch up, he was naturally happy. He thought that they wouldn't come in, but after a while they caught up. He didn't know what they were discussing. You're not bringing me to the auction house to take a look? Nangong Chanchan said, Your mythological tower is about to become famous in the continent. Everyone is saying that you have an ancient recipe, which is why you can refine such a high-grade medicinal pill. You can't possibly not bring us to take a look, right? Lin Fei was delighted. The Devil Sect had also received the news, so they should also know about the medicinal pill battle armor. Otherwise, Nangong Chanchan wouldn't have said such a thing. This was good news. How can you believe rumors? I was just lucky and gained some insights from my research. Lin Fei still wanted to explain. Of course, it was up to them whether they listened or not. In any case, he had already explained it. I can bring you to the auction house, but you can't bid. The auction was held once every 15 days, and every time there would be 40 powers participating. This quota had always been fixed, and every auction had a limited number of participants. This rule was set by Lin Fei himself, so he naturally wouldn't violate it. Thus, he had made it clear to them in advance. Li Qingfeng directly sneered to express his dissatisfaction. As for bidding, he didn't want to become a passerby again. Everyone understands this. Since Nangong Qianqian had brought it up, Lin Fei wouldn't refuse. If it was someone else, they might really have refused. When Lin Fei brought them to an empty box, they could see the auction situation. Right now, there were still some decent items being auctioned. As for the finale medicinal pills and the like, they hadn't been auctioned yet. The final auction will take place in a while. Everyone, please wait for a while. Lin Fei didn't pay much attention to the auction house. After all, things had gone on the right track. After dealing with some troublemakers, no one else dared to come out. After news of the effects of the pill spread, it could be said that everyone applauded it. In addition, the continent was not peaceful, and the supply of pills and other items could not meet the demand. The competition for the slots in every auction was extremely intense. Not a single force was willing to miss a single opportunity. After all, if they missed this opportunity, it was unknown whether they would have a turn in the next auction. Very soon, the warm-up exercise auction was over. When the auction for the finale item began, everyone started to get excited. After all, this was the crux of the auction. Everyone came here for this, and they even had to add a sentence at the end, which meant that they had paid a lot of money. Now that the elixir was being auctioned, there was no need to experiment anymore. Everyone knew the effects of the elixir. The initial 3 batches of blood replenishing pills had increased to 10 batches of 100 pills. The other 2 types of pills had also been increased to 10 batches. 3 batches was too little. There were only 40 people who could participate in the auction, so 3 batches was too little. If it was peaceful times, Lin Fei wouldn't have increased the number. But now things were different. Lin Fei had increased the number of pills from 3 batches to 10. This way, out of the 40 people who could participate in the auction, 30 would be able to benefit. As for whether this was the case or not, that was another matter. When the auction for the finale item began, the price started to rise like a rocket. The competition was extremely intense. When the people in the private rooms saw the rising price, they were very surprised. Although they had participated in all sorts of auctions, especially some large-scale ones, it was very rare for them to see such crazy bidding. Now, they realized why the demon sect had their eyes on the mythical tower. With this kind of auction speed, the accumulated true essence crystals would be a terrifying number. This was twice a month. This kind of huge profit made even them jealous. Although they had extraordinary backgrounds, there was a limit to how much money they had. Even if they could earn money, they couldn't spend it like this. For example, Li Qingfeng had spent more than 10 billion true essence crystals at one time. He had spent more than half of his wealth. The auction before them had tens of billions of true essence crystals at every turn. They were really spending money, like water. However, they didn't stop at all. Li Qingfeng had heard several voices coming from the same private room several times. This was clearly a competition on the tip of the tongue. It wasn't just about being strong. What was important was a huge sum of money. When the auction for the 3 types of pills ended, the real and fake ones and the formation were auctioned off at a new price. From start to end, they were all shocked. This mythical tower truly lived up to its reputation. An income of 1 trillion true essence crystals per month was enough to support a rank 1 sect for several years. The mythical tower was like a cornucopia. If they didn't have any misgivings, they wouldn't mind getting their hands on it. At that time, they would be able to cultivate whatever they wanted. Unfortunately, they could only fantasize about this. Were they really going to do it? They would probably be the ones dying. Their original confidence had been dealt a heavy blow by this auction. At this moment, their arrogance and temperament seemed to be useless. The mythical tower was rich and overbearing. Even a hidden expert would find it hard to resist the temptation of true essence crystals. After the auction ended, Lin Fei brought them to the reception room and had someone serve them tea. From Nangong Chanchan, he learned that these were the sons of the demon sect's bigwigs. All of them had strong backgrounds. Even though Lin Fei didn't care about the demon sect, the reputation of the demon sect was there. He didn't want to offend or be on good terms with them. This was his attitude. After chatting for a while, Nangong Chanchan said to Lin Fei, "Can we go somewhere else? I have something to talk to you about." Lin Fei was slightly stunned. "Can't we do it here?" "No." Nangong Chanchan's tone was very firm. Zhu Gehui and the others naturally wouldn't say anything to stop her. They couldn't understand what the two of them had to say. "All right, let's go somewhere else then." Lin Fei brought Nangong Chanchan to another reception room. There were several such reception rooms just for this kind of situation. "What's the matter? Say it." Nangong Chanchan waved her hand and laid down a formation. "I want to invite you to the demon sect." "Ah, invite me to the demon sect?" Lin Fei was shocked. These words came too suddenly. Nangong Chanchan solemnly said, "My father wants to see you to discuss the matter regarding the pills." This time, Nangong Chanchan had to come. There was also a designated mission, which was why she rejected Zhu Gehui and the others. Even though Lin Fei knew that his pills were quite famous, he didn't expect that he would receive the favor of the demon sect so quickly. He was very surprised. "I like discussing pills, but why must we go to the demon sect? Can't we do it here?" Nangong Chanchan shook her head. "No, it's not safe here. This is the inside of an immortal tool. How can it not be safe?" Lin Fei was puzzled. Didn't they say that the demon sect is tyrannical? When did they worry about safety? For now, our demon sect doesn't want others to know that we are cooperating. Nangong Chanchan was very serious. "You must go to the demon sect." Lin Fei rolled his eyes. "If I go to the demon sect, people will still find out." Lin Fei was unhappy. "That won't happen. I brought a teleportation formation that can teleport people. No one will notice." As Nangong Chanchan said this, she suddenly added, "Are you going or not? Don't make me angry. Let me tell you, this is your chance. If you don't go, you will regret it." Lin Fei smiled. "I thought that you wouldn't be angry, so you were just pretending. This is your true nature." He was shocked. In order to meet him, the demon sect had even set up a teleportation formation that could be carried around. It seemed to have been lost a long time ago. Was it worth mobilizing so many people for a mere pill? Lin Fei didn't understand and felt that there was something wrong with this. "Are you going or not? Just say the word." Nangong Chanchan said fiercely. After all, that was her personality. Did you expect a demon girl to talk to you nicely? Dream on. It's not that I can't go. Nangong Chanchan's eyes widened. "Are you trying to negotiate with me? If I get angry, I will smash you with one punch." Lin Fei wasn't afraid of threats. He puffed out his chest. Come, hit my chest. Don't say that you are strong, but in reality you don't dare to attack." "Bastard." Then Lin Fei watched as the demoness punched out and her entire body exploded. Her flesh was a bloody mess. An entire conference room was filled with the smell of blood. "Damn, you really dare to attack me." When Lin Fei recovered, he was furious. This bitch really dared to attack him. Nangong Chanchan was delighted. "You are the one who said it. I did as you said, but now you are blaming me." Lin Fei vomited blood. This demon girl was really sinister. "Aren't you worried that you would kill me with one punch? If you die so easily, you would have died many times. Would it be my turn to attack? Nangong Chanchan snorted. I'll say it again. Are you going or not? I don't have the mood to waste time with you. Lin Fei wasn't that forceful. It's fine if you want me. I just want to know why you said it wasn't safe. I just want to know the result. This question is simple enough, right? Nangong Chanchan was a bit surprised. You are smarter than I thought. You know how to ask me such a question. You know that I will definitely tell you? Lin Fei didn't care. You cannot say it. That is your right. I can also not go. That is my right. Don't you think so? You are amazing. Nangong Chanchan glared at him. Our demon gate recently discovered a secret related to our safety. We found several high-level spies from within, and they were all shapeshifters of the alien race. It was difficult to tell them apart. If it wasn't for a coincidence, we wouldn't have been able to discover them. Damn, the shapeshifters have invaded your demon sect. Lin Fei was quite surprised. You also know about the shapeshifters? Lin Fei nodded. The shapeshifting race isn't very strong, but they have a shapeshifting mystique that is very impressive. Almost everyone falls for it. If they slip into the crowd, they can easily escape even with divine sense locked onto them. After returning from the Tenjin Temple, Lin Fei learned about the shapeshifters from Lin Jiqing. Although there wasn't much information, he had seen them before. Lin Fei believed that his mortal rebirth technique was powerful. However, the shapeshifters were even more powerful. They could imitate them so lifelike that it was hard to tell them apart. If the shapeshifters weren't so powerful, Lin Fei might not have remembered them. After seeing them once, he would treat them as a potential enemy. Moreover, they were enemies that were hard to deal with. So, you also know about the shapeshifters. Nangong Chanchan said, they are the secret trump card of the mutated race. One of our elders was killed by the mutated race. Then, the shapeshifters impersonated the mutated race. Our demon sect recorded the life of the soul race and can imitate them perfectly. So awesome! Lin Fei really didn't know about this. Our demon sect has been invaded. Your Zhang Shenhua building is the same. Nangong Chanchan said. You can go to the demon sect. Now, right. Lin Fei frowned. Look at me. I also need to think of a way. This shapeshifters are really hard to deal with. I can go to the demon sect, but not now. I will go at night. It was not a problem for Nangong Chanchan to go now or at night. It was fine as long as Lin Fei agreed to go. You want to go to the demon sect. After making arrangements for Nangong Chanchan and the rest, Lin Fei found Shangguan Hong and the red refining heavenly demon. As for the four great evildoers, they were not very interested in these things, unless they brought out some good ingredients. Otherwise, you know what I mean. After inviting them over, Lin Fei told them about the matter. After all, this was not a small matter. The demon sect could be considered a big power in the human race. It had stood strong for 10,000 years and had even united its power. It made people not dare to look down on them. The other party brought the teleportation formation. It is obvious that they are preparing to buy pills. Lin Fei said his guess. After all, this is the only reason why I am worth them meeting me. Lin Fei didn't feel that he was famous. What about the name of the Zhang Shenhua building? This seemed to be bigger than him. The most important thing was still the pills. You must go. Shangguan Hong supported. The current demon sect is no longer the demon sect of the past. It is fragmented. If it was in the past, I wouldn't agree to you going. They don't have the qualifications. Lin Fei nodded. I think so too. The demon sect is the first to talk about cooperation with me. Based on the current situation, there is no problem in cooperating with the demon sect. Pills? Lin Fei wasn't worried. Since the demon sect was unable to analyze the ingredients of the pills, Lin Fei naturally didn't have to worry. As for capturing him, if it was someone else, it might be possible. However, Even if he went, it would be a clone. It wouldn't hurt to lose a clone, but to go with his main body? That would be stupid. Qi Lian, heavenly demon, frowned. This demon sect took the initiative to invite you over. I feel that something is wrong. Maybe I am overthinking it. If we really want to cooperate, then we have to make use of their resources. Chapter 579. That night, within a space within the 8 Desolation 6 Direction Cauldron, as the controller of the 8 Desolation 6 Direction Cauldron, Lin Fei could control a place and turn it into a forbidden area. Within the 8 Desolation 6 Direction Cauldron, Lin Fei created a forbidden area, and outsiders could not come to this place. Don't worry, this place is very safe. There won't be a problem in setting up a teleportation formation. The place that Lin Fei arranged was used to set up the teleportation formation. I didn't expect you to be so afraid of death. Arrange for a clone to go over. After setting up the formation, Nangong Chanchan raised her head and mocked. Coward, we can set off now. Lin Fei was shocked. How did this girl know that I arranged for a clone? It doesn't make sense. How did she know? Outsiders couldn't sense it. Weird, this is really weird. Although this trip to the demon sect was a collaboration and wouldn't take a long time, for safety, Lin Fei arranged for a clone to go over. The demon sect was the main camp of the demon sect. If he went with his main body, he might not be able to return. This danger was not worth taking. However, in just a short while, Nangong Chanchan was able to see through the identity of the clone. He was very confident in his clone. No one would be able to tell if it was real or fake. But why did it lose its effect in front of this girl? You don't have to think so much. I have a divine ability called Eyes of Truth. It can see through everything. Although your clone looks real, it can't hide in front of the Eyes of Truth. Nangong Chanchan's words solved Lin Fei's doubts. There is such a divine ability. As expected, the demon sect princess is amazing. It seems that I have to be careful in the future. Who knows? Other people might have divine abilities too. Lin Fei laughed dryly. He was really embarrassed to be exposed. He laughed, safety first. Nangong Chanchan rolled her eyes and walked onto the teleportation formation. Hurry up and come up. Lin Fei got onto the teleportation formation. A white light flashed and the two of them disappeared. At the same time, in a dark secret room, a white light flashed. Lin Fei and Nangong Chanchan appeared at the same time. The demon sect likes this kind of environment. When Lin Fei came down, he didn't like the surrounding environment. It seemed gloomy and very uncomfortable. I feel pretty good. Nangong Chanchan didn't think much of it. Don't you think that this is in line with the atmosphere of our demon sect? This is the inner part of the demon sect, and an array has been activated. Don't wander around and follow behind me. Lin Fei curled his lips. Only a fool would wander around. Coming out of the secret room, Lin Fei discovered that there was a quiet corridor outside. There were many stone doors leading to it, making him wonder if there was a transmission array inside. There's no need to look. It's all teleportation formations inside. Nangong Chanchan's words were equivalent to giving Lin Fei an explanation. Lin Fei secretly sucked in a breath of cold air. The demon gate was indeed rich and overbearing. They could build so many teleportation arrays in one go and even make portable teleportation arrays. Nangong Chanchan led Lin Fei through many twists and turns before finally arriving at a dark hall. At this time, the main hall was quiet, and it seemed very gloomy. Father, I've brought Lin Fei. Nangong Chanchan seemed to be used to this atmosphere. Daughter, you've done well in this matter. An illusory figure wearing a black cloak appeared on the throne in the originally empty hall. Demonic flames surged into the sky, looking insufferably arrogant. Lin Fei's heart trembled. The killing intent that he restrained seemed like it was about to soar into the sky, uncontrollable. He immediately condensed the immovable, bright king deity, suppressing the restless killing intent, his mind maintaining a clear and bright state, with a phantom drawing out the killing intent in his body. Lin Fei started to fear the other party. Not bad, not bad. You have some ability to actually suppress your killing intent, Nangong Qianshan said proudly. Did you see that? I'm not lying. This Lin Fei is really qualified to become a member of our demon sect. He is indeed qualified to become a member of our demon sect. The phantom wearing the black cloak spoke. Young man, your killing intent is so heavy. Why do you have to suppress it? Why don't you release it and pursue the mighty killing god, becoming his envoy? It's better than being a nobody. Lin Fei kept his mind clear. He knew that this voice contained a devilish tone that was trying to tempt him. His spirit force fluctuated, trying to stop the other party's devilish tone. Devil Sovereign, there's no need to tempt me. Lin Fei's tone was firm. Let's announce it and talk about proper business. What a stubborn fool! Nangong Qianshan was very unhappy. What's so bad about becoming a disciple of the demon sect? I'm willing, Lin Fei retorted. Lin Fei, your alchemical pills are not bad. The Devil's Sovereign spoke. Lin Fei boasted, that's only natural. If not, Devil Sovereign, you wouldn't have asked me to come to the demon sect. The alchemical pills sold by the Mythology Tower are definitely top-notch. As long as you can afford it, I can make the decision to sell some to you, privately. Shameless. Nangong Qianshan didn't like Lin Fei's actions of boasting. Her father was the Devil Sovereign of the demon sect. No matter which young elite it was, they would have to be respectful when facing her father, not daring to even breathe loudly. This Lin Fei could be considered an exception. He was actually promoting alchemical pills in front of her father. There's no need for alchemical pills. What's the price of the pill formula? You can name it. The Devil's Sovereign spoke in a tyrannical manner. Lin Fei knew that things would turn out like this. I'm afraid I'm helpless about this. Lin Fei shook his head. The pill formula isn't on me, and the alchemical pills were given to me by someone else. I'm merely a representative. Your divine sense and heartbeat are both very stable. It seems that you are speaking the truth. The Devil's Sovereign calmly spoke. It's very difficult for ordinary people to have such an ancient pill formula. Even if they do, they might not be able to concoct it. It must be because some pill god has taken a fancy to you. You are truly a lucky fellow. How did you know? Lin Fei turned pale with fright, realizing that he had spoken wrongly. There's no need to hide it, the Devil's Sovereign said. Others might not be able to see anything, but in our eyes, only those at the level of pill god can concoct ancient pill formulas. Lin Fei did not dare to let his guard down. He braced himself and said, that's right. My master is a pill god. My talent is not good, so I can only act as an agent. If you want to see my master, I can't do anything about it. He appears and disappears unpredictably. The Devil Sovereign was obviously very disappointed, but he quickly recovered. 3 types of pills, we want 5,000 of them. Battle armor, array, we want 3,000 sets of each. As for the price, you name it yourself. What a huge sum. Lin Fei secretly sucked in a breath of cold air. The demon sect was indeed rich and overbearing. At least they were much more powerful than the higher-ups of the evil sect. Don't say that you don't have it. Those are all nonsense. You can only agree, you can't refuse, or else. The Devil Sovereign's tone became much heavier. Father, don't threaten me. This guy has a clone. It's useless even if you threaten me 100 times. Nangong Qianshan immediately exposed Lin Fei's background. This girl was really despicable. Lin Fei still wanted to provoke this Devil Sovereign. He wanted to beat himself up so that he could stop. Daughter, you are still the best. The Devil Sovereign chuckled. Don't think that this Devil Sovereign can only beat you up. I can also suppress you. After losing a clone like you, Perhaps you won't be able to use your next clone. Suddenly, a tyrannical force descended from the sky and firmly held onto Lin Fei, causing him to be unable to move. Then, he revealed a rare look of surprise. "Young man, I didn't expect you to cultivate a special clone technique. The combat power of a clone can actually reach the level of 20 peak Imperial Realm Masters. You are indeed quite capable." Lin Fei didn't expect this Devil Sovereign to make a move just like that. He suppressed him until he couldn't move. Then, this force disappeared and he regained his ability to move. Nangong Chanchan was happy to see Lin Fei make a fool of himself. "Now I understand that there isn't much difference between your clone and your main body." These words really hit Lin Fei's soft spot. Lin Fei used the clone technique and created a clone. If he wanted to create a clone, the clone had to die before he could use the clone technique. In the end, it was just like what the Devil Sovereign said. A clone couldn't commit suicide and was suppressed. It was definitely troublesome. This meant that Lin Fei had lost a trump card. As expected of the Devil Sovereign, it seems that my little trick can only be used to embarrass myself. This Devil Sovereign was too strong. More importantly, it was just a projection clone. The condensation of power wasn't strong. It was easy for him to suppress this clone. Just like what my daughter said, the doppelganger is nothing. This demon lord has 100 ways to make your doppelganger suffer. The demon lord said, "You will find that cooperating with our demon gate will never be a loss." Lin Fei knew that the other party was determined to eat him. However, he definitely couldn't agree to it directly. It was necessary to bargain. The demon sect is rich and overbearing. I'm not worried about this. However, the number of pills is too large. I can't make the decision. Lin Fei said to the Devil Sovereign, "I can make the decision for pills below 500. More than that, you must send a message to my master. You also know that I'm just an agent." The Devil Sovereign thought that he had the other party in his grasp. In the end, he neglected one thing. Such a large deal indeed required the consent of the mysterious pill god. This can be done slowly. What do you want? We will prepare it for you first. The Devil Sovereign was indeed the Devil Sovereign. He was not in a hurry at all. If an ordinary person were to hear such words, they would definitely urge them to negotiate the quantity first before coming back to discuss this matter. "Anything is fine." Lin Fei probed. "There's no need to probe. The resources of the demon sect are not as simple as you think. As long as you don't ask for too much, I will agree." The Devil Sovereign revealed absolute confidence. Lin Fei saw that the Devil Sovereign was so straightforward. He disliked procrastination the most. "I want the blueprint of the teleportation array. I want both long and short distance ones. There are also ready-made teleportation arrays. Give me 30 of them first. This is my first request." Teleportation arrays were something that only first-grade sects had, especially this kind of long-distance one. It was a secret of the sect. Lin Fei had always been thinking about the teleportation array. Unfortunately, he didn't have the blueprint. He wasn't worried about the resources. He just lacked the blueprint to build it. After leaving the Tenjin Temple, Lin Fei became more and more aware of the importance of the teleportation array. The second-grade sect Tenjin Temple did not have a teleportation array. If there was a teleportation array to Sin Paradise, at least the elders could come out and not be completely wiped out. The teleportation array was a must. Lin Fei's mythology tower lacked a teleportation array. If it wasn't for the Qi Lian heavenly demon's reminder, he might have forgotten about this important matter. "Why don't you just die?" Nangong Chanchan's eyes were filled with killing intent as she shot towards Lin Fei. Lin Fei was really shocked. "You don't have to curse me like that. My request is not excessive at all." Nangong Chanchan had never seen such a shameless person. "Can't you be more shameless? Who doesn't know that the teleportation formation is a secret technique of the various sects? Now that you're asking for 30 of them, you're asking for too much. Do you really think everyone is a fool? Lin Fei said, seriously, didn't you say that the demon sect is rich and can get whatever they want? I don't think I'm asking for too much. Chapter 580. Lin Fei had the intention of opening his mouth wide and raising the price. He was ready to have a big battle with the demon lord. He thought it would take a long time. The result was really unexpected. The demon lord was more bold than he thought. We can give you the teleportation array blueprint. We can also give you 10 ready-made teleportation arrays. What else do you want? Just say it yourself. It had to be said that the demon master was very impressive. He did not haggle with Lin Fei and made the decision immediately. He was very straightforward. Lin Fei was obviously stunned. The demon lord's estimation was beyond his expectations. You really agreed? Not joking? Teleportation array blueprint. Ready-made teleportation arrays. The price was not cheap. It was also a secret. The demon lord agreed, just like that. Lin Fei, of course, had to ask again in case he was fooled. When I say it, my words carry enormous weight. Lin Fei was relieved. As for asking again, that was impossible. He laughed and said, the demon lord is really straightforward. Then the true essence crystals. The big head was on the teleportation array. As for the true essence crystals below, it was really nothing. However, to be able to get a sum from the demon gate, that was endless benefits. Lin Fei, of course, was not polite. In addition to the true essence crystals, he also asked for some spirit grass. Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. In the end, this deal was agreed upon verbally. Demon Lord, we have agreed on the price. As for the number, I need to report it to Master. Whether Master agrees or not, I am not sure. However, once there is news, I will arrange for someone to inform you. There is no need to be so troublesome. When the time comes, you just need to arrange for someone to draw a small mark at the entrance. We will naturally have someone come to the door. A mark appeared in the void. It was very simple and easy to remember. He liked it this way. Lin Fei naturally wouldn't say anything. If he really calculated it, the one who benefited from this deal was himself. After all, the medicinal pills were not worth much. Then that's it. He took the teleportation array back from the demon gate. Lin Fei was still very sad. He didn't expect that he would cooperate with the demon gate on this trip. Your father is quite domineering. Back in the 8 Desolation 6 Direction Cauldron, Lin Fei said casually, but what he got in return was a sneer. Overbearing? You're lucky. If my father was really angry, your doppelganger would be doomed. Lin Fei shuddered. This demon lord was indeed terrifying. It was best not to provoke this kind of person. After bidding farewell to Nangong Qianchan, Lin Fei went to another space. In fact, Shangguan Hong and the Red Refining Heavenly Demon were there. The cooperation between Myth Tower and the evil sect was a good thing, and it was also a good start. It proved that the medicinal pills had a good eye for entering the ranks of high-class factions. Cooperation would also develop quickly. Unless they could decipher the pill, they would definitely cooperate. This was something that was inevitable. I've always heard that the evil cult is filthy rich and has accumulated a lot of wealth. But I didn't expect that they would just give out something as expensive as a relocation formation. Shangguan Hong sighed. It's a little unbelievable. The evil sect has always been like this. 10 ready-made relocation formations is a great thing for our Myth Tower. We can definitely open up a branch. Red Refining Heavenly Demon said. However, such a pill transaction. Will there be any difficulties on your side? It'll be fine. Lin Fei said. I don't dare to deceive a behemoth like the evil sect. I believe that we can become allies sooner or later, after a simple conversation. Lin Fei returned to his place of residence, a beautifully decorated space. Of course, the decorations inside were not done by Lin Fei, but by the 2 women. When Lin Fei came in, Lin Jiqing was still awake. Jean Feng went to rest. After all, She was pregnant. Rest was the most important thing. Husband, you're finally back. I was worried to death. Lin Jiqing was still worried about going to the evil sect. After all, although the evil sect had formed a force, their situation on the continent was not too good. It would be a lie if Lin Jiqing was not worried about going to the evil sect, even if it was a doppelganger. What's there to worry about? Lin Fei sat down. It's just a doppelganger. It's fine if I lose it. However, this demon lord is very scary. I suspect that his battle prowess has reached the heaven immortal level. Ah, heaven immortal battle prowess. How is this possible? Lin Fei was very sure. Nothing is impossible. The demon lord that I saw was a doppelganger. I don't know where the main body is. However, that doppelganger is very powerful. It has the battle prowess of a 9 tribulation scattered immortal. A doppelganger of the demon lord could reach this level. The main body would at least have the battle prowess of a heaven immortal. The demon lord of the evil sect has always been a very mysterious existence. It seems like the rumors outside are true. This demon lord has monstrous strength. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to unite the divided evil sect and form a huge force. I'm almost done with the discussion about the cooperation. Lin Fei told her the specific amount. This transaction will at least go to the Tianji secret vault. After a month, you can cooperate with the evil sect. Lin Fei really didn't care about a few thousand elixirs. Won't this be too good? Lin Jiqing clearly had a certain level of fear towards this demon lord. It's fine. Just do this. It's best if they urge you a few more times. Lin Fei smiled. Just push them a few times. When the time comes, I'll give you the elixirs and armor. You can cut off some of them. Anyway, the evil sect is rich and overbearing. They won't care about this. Lin Jiqing burst out laughing. You're too evil. You even dare to cheat the evil sect. Lin Fei chuckled. In the following days, Nangong Chanchan and the rest stayed in the mythological tower. They didn't usually go out. The 3 of them seemed to have chosen to cultivate in seclusion. Nangong Chanchan would come out often. However, it was mostly to urge them to get the elixirs. On this day, the sky was filled with jingguang. No matter what they were doing, they all stopped. The Tianji secret vault is about to open. Within the golden light, there was a supreme will. 3 days later, the Tianji secret vault opened. People from all over the world started to move. They used the fastest speed to head east to participate in the Tianji secret vault. Outside the pyramid-like Tianji secret vault, the jingguang shone brilliantly. Within 1,000,000 miles, there was a lockdown. But at this time, there were already people gathered here. The door is open. So many golden doors. The 1,000,000 miles immediately became a lockdown the moment the Tianji secret vault appeared. No one dared to barge in. The pressure of heaven and earth inside was too strong. Hence, it was called the Forbidden Zone. Within the 1,000,000 miles of the Forbidden Zone, there was a tall oval door. There were no less than 10,000 of them. They were densely packed, and it was a shocking sight. As more and more people gathered, within 1,000,000 miles, young elites appeared one after another. They were all here for the treasures inside. Those hidden geniuses also appeared one after another. Outside the Forbidden Zone, there were geniuses gathered. Big forces that were rarely seen appeared one after another. Huge battleships emitted power as they hovered in the void. There were countless of them. Each battleship represented a force. 3 days passed in the blink of an eye. Outside the Forbidden Zone, there were at least 100,000 elites gathered. They were all here to enter the Tianji secret vault. There are so many people. There must be at least 100,000. When he saw so many qualifications, Lin Fei was also shocked. This was the largest opening of the vault he had ever seen. More than 100,000 elites. Each of them emitted a powerful aura. They were no ordinary people. The fiends are here. Suddenly, Nangong Chanchan pointed to a place. A majestic group of people was coming over, forming a dense black mass. These people did not come on battleships. They wore animal skins to protect themselves. Most of their bronze-colored skin was exposed, showing the powerful side of the fiends. The physical bodies of the fiends are so strong. Lin Fei thought, maybe they came through the void. If it was in the past, there might be people who would attack the fiends. But now the fiends had the qualifications to protect themselves. No one dared to attack. If they attacked, the light beams would blow anyone up. Do you see the leader? Nangong Qianqian asked Lin Fei, the guy with bronze-colored skin and a huge bow. Lin Fei had noticed him long ago. That person is the fiend's #1 young expert, Tai. He specializes in close combat. At the same time, the huge bow on his back is very lethal. No one can hide from him within 1,000,000 miles. He is a godly archer of the fiends. If you meet him, you must be careful of his bow. Who knows how many people have suffered because of it? Nangong Qianqian reminded him. The fiend's Tai. He's just bragging. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been hiding among the fiends all day. Li Chengfeng said in a strange tone. This Tai seems to be very overbearing. He even dares to give himself such a name. Lin Fei said casually, but the big bow on his back is good stuff. Although he did not know how strong Tai was, the big bow on his back gave off a very dangerous aura. He was also known as a godly archer. His archery skills were probably superb. Even Nangong Qianqian said so. If he really met him, he must be careful. The Oceanids are here too. Just then, another group of people appeared on the horizon. As soon as they appeared, the sky seemed to be filled with the majestic presence of seawater. It was filled with the smell of seawater. The one leading them is Caesar, the prince of the Oceanids Empire. He has a very powerful mastery of water. Nangong Qianqian explained. He and Tai have been fighting for a long time. They are evenly matched. Lin Fei remembered another genius. Someone who could make Nangong Qianqian speak up was no ordinary genius. The geniuses of the foreign tribes are here too. As soon as the Oceanids arrived, another group of foreign tribes arrived. They were all strangely shaped and tall. When they saw the foreign tribes, the humans were enraged. Ha ha ha, weak humans, are you angry? Come and kill me if you can. The humans will only be angry, but it doesn't matter. When the secret heavens vault begins, we will personally send you to hell. All the treasures in the secret heavens vault belong to the foreign tribes. You humans don't have the right. One after another, the outsiders were filled with arrogance, not taking the crowd seriously at all. These foreign tribes are so smart. They know how to provoke the humans. Nangong Qianqian saw through their tricks. They really are cunning. Lin Fei was immediately on guard against the foreign tribes. To be so arrogant from the beginning, they were either idiots or extremely skilled. Lin Fei believed that the latter was more likely. The mutated tribes had come, and they looked confident. They must have their own trump cards. He thought, it seems that the competition for the Tianji secret treasury will be a massacre. The mutated tribes, the demon race, and the sea race are not simple. For now, the human race seems to be the weakest. Chapter 581. It's open. No one knows who shouted, but everyone noticed that the token on their body was emitting Jingguang. He's guiding us. In the crowd, a white-robed man went through one of the teleportation gates and lost control. I'm also being guided. Scenes began to appear one after another. The front and back of everyone's medallions began to glow. Then a force pulled them over, and they slowly flew towards the portal in an orderly manner. In less than the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, 1/3 of the people present were guided in, and more than half of the place was empty. This heavenly secret vault is really mysterious. I wonder what kind of terrifying existence the almighty being who refined it is. Lin Fei tried to use his divine sense to sense it, but that vast and boundless feeling bounced his divine sense away. Even the divine sense of a sky immortal could not invade this power. This is a locator. When we get inside, we can use this to fix our position, and then everyone can gather together. Nangong Chanchan did not care what kind of expression they had, took out something that looked like a disc, handed it to Lin Fei, and then explained its use. You demon sects really have everything. After playing with it for a while, Lin Fei could not put it down. This thing is pretty good. Humph. How can you know the resources of our demon sects? Li Chengfeng found it with great difficulty, so of course he had to mock the other party. In fact, Zhuge Hui and the others did not want Nangong Chanchan to give the locator to Lin Fei. Wasn't this deliberately trying to join the team? Unfortunately, they could not stop it. Regarding their words, Lin Fei always chose to ignore them. You can say whatever you want. Why should I care about you? In the heaven and earth, a force fell on Lin Fei's body, and his body flew out uncontrollably. Sorry, I'll go first. It's best to fall into a desperate situation and be eaten in one bite. Li Qingfeng cursed in his heart. A supreme force, very gentle, controlled his body and flew towards one of the teleportation gates. A Jin Guang wrapped him and entered the teleportation gate. I wonder if it will be like what the scarlet refining heavenly demon said. Lin Fei was looking forward to it. Qian, I don't think there's anything wrong with this Lin Fei. Why let him join the team? With Lin Fei's departure, Zhuge Hui finally found an opportunity. He is a member of our demon sect. What do you think? Nangong Chanchan said coldly. The three of them had gloomy expressions on their faces. It was hard for them to believe this news. They would never believe that Lin Fei was a member of the demon sect. Are you kidding me? Everyone could only guess. I'm not joking. After this Tianji Arcanum ends, you will naturally understand when you return. Nangong Chanchan didn't want to say anything more. You just need to know that Lin Fei is of great use to our demon sect. If you dare to do anything in secret, even the forces behind you won't be able to protect you. I'm not talking nonsense. If you don't believe me, you can try. Nangong Chanchan's words were very logical, and Zhuge Hui and the others couldn't help but be afraid. With their intelligence, it wasn't hard for them to imagine how important Lin Fei was to the Devil Gate. Could it be true? They thought of a possibility. Lin Fei is a member of the demon sect. It's only right for him to join the team. Why would we do anything in secret? Zhuge Hui smiled bitterly. They had no choice. With Nangong Chanchan's words, they wouldn't dare to do anything even if they were given 100 guts. In the demon sect, rules were very important. If they really did something wrong, and it was a very big one, the forces behind them wouldn't be able to protect them. Nangong Chanchan wanted them to be afraid. It's good that you know. Lin Fei is also of great use to you. Even if the forces behind you know, they will approve of your actions. Even though she hadn't gotten the pill yet, Nangong Chanchan already knew. This mythological tower had a very powerful background. Firstly, it had a pill god. What was a pill god? It was a powerful existence that could concoct immortal pills. In the mortal world, pill concoction had reached the peak. They were known as pill gods. In the mortal world, it was unknown how many pill gods there were. No one knew. Among the pill gods, there were strong and weak ones. The demon sect deduced from the pill concoction that the pill god behind Lin Fei should be one of the more powerful ones who had an ancient recipe. The demon sect was rich and overbearing. They didn't lack alchemy experts. They even invited a pill god to try and decipher the pill concoction. However, it was all in vain. Just as they were about to arrange for spies to infiltrate the mythological tower started to auction array formations and battle armors. Of course, the demon sect had to research them. However, after this research, they came to a shocking conclusion. Behind Lin Fei, there seemed to be array masters and blacksmiths. They were all at least great grandmasters. This time the demon sect was afraid. On the continent, who couldn't they offend? They weren't the overlord of a region or the big shots of a major force. If they offended them, they would just have to fight it out. It wasn't a big deal. If they offended pill masters, array masters, and blacksmiths, they would be in big trouble. They would ban you with a single sentence. If a major force lacked pills, array formations, and the like, they would still be restricted by others. Moreover, the stronger a pill master was, the wider their network would be. For example, among the pill god, there are countless people who begged him to help them refine pills. The demon sect didn't dare to offend him and had to treat him politely. If they had suspected that Lin Fei was the pill god at the beginning, they couldn't help but dispel this thought after the array formations and battle armors appeared. They no longer doubted Lin Fei. It was impossible for him to be proficient in 3 professions. They were envious of how capable Lin Fei was to become their representative. As the princess of the demon sect, Nangong Qianqian naturally knew things that ordinary people didn't. Therefore, she warned them just now to prevent them from doing something they shouldn't. Lin Fei was very useful to the demon sect. For example, the blood replenishing pill was equivalent to creating 3,000 experts. A white light flashed. Whoosh! Whoosh! As soon as Lin Fei appeared, an overwhelming coldness surged forth. His entire body was covered in a layer of frost. Even his blood seemed to be frozen in an instant. Without saying a word, Lin Fei circulated his true essence and shook out all the power of ice. After a few breaths, the power of ice was expelled. In front of him, an endless iceberg appeared. The pure white snow adorned this world. Lin Fei was standing on a piece of ice. Whoosh! A gust of cold wind blew past, slashing Lin Fei's body like a huge saber. The first level is actually an ice field. This is only the first level, and it's already so powerful. Lin Fei used the Great Protection art to resist the cold wind. With his strength, he wasn't afraid of the cold. He didn't expect to be attacked by the cold the first time he came to the ice field. Only an emperor could withstand this kind of power. He activated his heaven immortal divine sense. His powerful divine sense swept over in a grandiose manner. Halfway through, a tyrannical divine sense appeared out of nowhere and turned into a huge sea beast. It opened its mouth and bit down. Lin Fei quickly retracted his divine sense, but even so, he was still slightly injured and his face was a little pale. That sea beast just now was so terrifying. It could even shake my sky immortal divine sense. Lin Fei's heart palpitated. Ever since his divine sense reached the great success stage, he had never encountered an opponent. But the divine sense attack just now had the power to devour the sky. Even a sky immortal's divine sense was shaken. One could imagine how terrifying it was. It seems that this ice field is more terrifying than I imagined. Lin Fei didn't dare to use his divine sense to search. Who knew how many more of these sea beasts there were down there? If a few of them came, he would really be in big trouble. He took out the locator. There was only a green dot on it, replacing their red dots. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry and sank into the ice and snow. Half an hour later, Lin Fei came out again and found that there was already a red dot on the locator. However, the location was very far away and it would take some time for him to meet up. Let's go to the first ice field and see what good stuff there is. Lin Fei put away the locator and flew in the direction of Nangong Qianqian. After seeing a powerful sea beast, he was full of vigilance for the first ice field. It was better to be united. The entire ice field was snow white. He couldn't see the end of it. Other than white, there was more white. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Suddenly, a large number of white snowballs flew out from an ice mountain. They were densely packed and blocked most of the sky, heading toward Lin Fei. Lin Fei struck out with his palm, preparing to shatter the small snowballs. Rumble! Before Lin Fei's attack could reach them, the snowballs that filled the sky exploded one by one. Their terrifying power was no weaker than a peak Emperor Realm expert. Damn, they can self-destruct. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Lin Fei was stunned. Another group of snowballs shot out from the ice mountain. No, it should be said that they were whistling toward him. They seemed to have no intention of letting go. Damn! Compared to the previous explosion, there were more snowballs flying over. Detection. Lin Fei was vigilant. He quickly opened the system and activated the detection skill. Normally, Lin Fei rarely used the detection skill. He used his divine sense to scan the area just now, but didn't find any species. He could only ask the system for help. Iceberg Snow Monster, a special creature. It has a long life force, but its combat power is not strong. Its only skill is to use the clone self-destruction technique. It has a strong desire to control its territory. Ding! Discovered Iceberg Snow Monster. Capture one, and you can exchange it for 100,000 points. Lin Fei suddenly understood. So, I have intruded into this monster's territory. The clone self-destruction technique is indeed powerful. It keeps bombarding me. It is also a difficult thing to deal with. After hearing the system's voice, Lin Fei was immediately happy. He was starting to get some rewards so soon. One iceberg snow monster could give him 100,000 points. It didn't seem much, but 100 of them would be 10 million points. For Lin Fei, who had tens of millions of points left, this was a good opportunity to get more points. Let's do it. Lin Fei immediately decided to get more points. Scan the specific location. As it was a special life form, Lin Fei's divine sense couldn't find its location. He used it again just now, but still couldn't find its location. Lin Fei's divine sense couldn't find its specific location. Facing the attack of this special life form, anyone would feel helpless and painful and could only run away. Ding! Discovered Iceberg Snow Monster. Lin Fei saw a red blood bar on the snow. It was the special life form that attacked him. Damn, this guy's concealment skill is really good. Grand capture. Lin Fei grabbed the air and the little snowball that flew out exploded. With a huge grab, the iceberg snow monster was pulled out of the snow. Its combat power is really weak. Lin Fei opened the system to retrieve the iceberg snow monster. Ding! Obtained 100,000 points. Lin Fei knew that he had used a trick and relied on the system to find the monster's location. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to capture it so easily. If it was someone else, they might have just left helplessly. Chapter 582. Ding! Obtained 100,000 points. Ding! Obtained 100,000 points. Ding! Obtained 10 points. On the ice field, Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. With the help of the system, he kept capturing the iceberg snow monsters. On the vast ice field, it was a profitable business. Strangely enough, if Lin Fei didn't use the system, he wouldn't be able to see the iceberg snow monsters no matter how he observed. Even if he used his divine sense to observe carefully, he wouldn't be able to find anything. With the help of the system, Lin Fei saved himself a lot of trouble. At least, he avoided being ambushed by the iceberg snow monsters. These iceberg snow monsters had powerful, self-destructing abilities. The weakest of them could reach the peak of an Imperial Realm expert. Some of the stronger ones could reach the level of an itinerant immortal. If dozens of itinerant immortals self-destructed at once, it would be a terrifying force. It was definitely a nightmarish existence. Lin Fei had witnessed human loose immortals being killed in such a manner many times. It could be said that they had died wrongly. However, on the vast ice field, divine sense seemed to be useless against these iceberg snow monsters. More importantly, these iceberg snow monsters had a strong desire to control their territory. Once an outsider invaded, they would self-destruct without a care for the consequences. Many people died like this. Lin Fei had to thank the system for helping him. Otherwise, if he encountered the iceberg snow monsters, he would have to be very careful. He definitely wouldn't be as lucky as he was now. Ding! Discovered giant ice apes. a race that specializes in close combat. Capture a giant ice ape alive and you can obtain 150,000 points. At this time, the system rang again. Originally, the system could have been turned on. Lin Fei had turned it off a long time ago. However, when he encountered the iceberg snow monsters, even Lin Fei's divine sense couldn't detect them. He decisively turned on the system to monitor the monsters on the ice field. This was so that he wouldn't know when he entered their territory. Lin Fei hadn't encountered anything like the iceberg snow monsters. He suspected that they were monsters from another world. 150,000 points, giant ice apes? Lin Fei's eyes lit up. By capturing the iceberg snow monster, Lin Fei had obtained more than 5 million points. It was almost a certainty that he would be able to capture one every time. Of course, it was inevitable that he would face the self-destruction of the iceberg snow monster. Now that the giant frost ape had appeared, how could Lin Fei not be excited? After all, it was all points. Very soon, Lin Fei saw a group of giant frost apes smashing open a thick layer of ice to catch fish. The fish at the bottom of the ice were very big, and each one was a few meters long. The giant ice ape jumped into the water, and with a swipe of its claws, the fish fainted and was thrown onto the ice. At this time, the fish on the ice were piled up like a mountain. These giant apes have perfect control over their strength. With their strength, the fishes in the sea would not be able to withstand the force and would explode. This race of close combat is really something. With Lin Fei's current eyesight, he could make a judgment with just a casual glance. 150,000 points, here I come. Lin Fei roared as he charged out from behind the snowy mountain and grabbed one of the giant frost apes with his grand capture technique. Roar! The giant ice apes were furious, and their roars were continuous. It can still resist. Lin Fei grabbed the giant ice ape, and a powerful force bounced back. The giant ice ape broke free from his attack and charged at Lin Fei angrily. So fast! The sound of something breaking through the air rang in Lin Fei's ears. The strongest is a third tribulation bodiless immortal, and the weakest is a first tribulation bodiless immortal. In an instant, Lin Fei had figured out their strength. They were indeed a powerful race of close combat, especially when their attacks were enhanced with speed. Such a body could burst out with such shocking speed. If a Qi refinement cultivator encountered them, they would definitely not have a good ending. Once they were suppressed, the result would be obvious. Return. Lin Fei was too lazy to continue attacking. He came down just to test the giant ice ape's strength. The giant whirlpool covered their heads, and a powerful suction force sucked the giant ice apes away, suppressing them in the divine flame space. Just now, Lin Fei had used the divine flame space. Now that Lin Fei had gained complete control over the divine flame space, he did not have to worry about being burned to death by the divine flame. Even if he refined the divine flame, he could accumulate veritable essence energy. But now, no matter how many scattered immortals he refined, there was a limit to how much he could improve. He might as well exchange them for points. Not bad. 3 million points in one go. Lin Fei looked at the fishes and was slightly surprised. These fishes are different from what I imagined. No wonder they could block the giant ice ape's attack and not die. They only fainted. The defense of these fishes was very strong. Every fish's defense was at the profound master level. It meant that every one of these fishes was at the profound master level. Even if they didn't cultivate, their attacks alone could kill a profound master warrior of the same level. Damn, this Tianji's secret vault really can't be looked at like a normal person. After collecting a group of giant ice apes, Lin Fei changed his target. It was better to hunt in groups. At least it would be faster than hunting alone. Help me search the area within 100,000 miles. Find out which group has the highest points. Please wait. In this place, powerful sea beasts were everywhere. Lin Fei didn't dare to use his divine sense recklessly. This place was much scarier than he had imagined. He had to be careful. Ding! Discovered a powerful race, flying ice sculpture. Capture one, and you can get 10 million points. From the sky, a huge white shadow flew over. Flying ice sculpture? From far away, Lin Fei could feel the coldness turning into countless blades. He immediately dove into the divine flame space. At this time, a 500-jong long flying ice sculpture flew over. Its body was as white as snow, and there were cyclones revolving around it. Damn, a 5-disaster flying ice sculpture. Lin Fei couldn't imagine. This was only the first level, and the species was already so powerful. What about the later levels? Even though 10 million points was very tempting, Lin Fei didn't dare to act rashly. This ice field was too terrifying. As expected, after a while, 3 flying ice sculptures appeared, each with a different aura. They flapped their wings and cut open the ice surface, grabbing powerful sea beasts and feasting on them. 30 million points. Lin Fei was envious. If I'm fast enough, I wonder if I can keep them in the divine flame space? With such a huge temptation, Lin Fei couldn't resist. The ice field was more dangerous than he had imagined. Lin Fei's strength was not bad, but he always felt a little guilty. If he took the opportunity to fish for points, it would be of great help at the crucial moment. Let's try first. How will we know if we don't try? Lin Fei controlled the divine flame space and quickly opened it. A huge tearing force enveloped the 3 flying ice sculptures, catching them off guard. Their resistance was very sharp, and they could actually resist the divine flame space. At the same time, they let out a shrill sound. Damn, they're going to inform their partners. Lin Fei couldn't accept it. Spiritual sustenance. Lin Fei used spiritual sustenance, and the spiritual storm rushed into the thoughts of the flying ice sculptures. In an instant, it turned into a prairie fire, burning the ice field for thousands of miles. There was no bird that was not afraid of fire. This was especially true for the flying ice sculptures. From birth to death, they lived in this icy plain. The spiritual illusion immediately played a huge role. The resistance of the 3 flying ice sculptures was obviously slower. Lin Fei was waiting for this opportunity. He activated the divine flame space with all his strength and kept the 3 flying ice sculptures inside. The divine flame turned into iron chains, locking the flying ice sculptures. Ding! Successfully captured 3 flying ice sculptures. Reward: 30 million points. Ding! Successfully captured 20 giant ice apes. Reward: 3 million points. After a while, Lin Fei obtained 33 million points. His total points suddenly returned to over 100 million. Just as he was excited, the flying ice sculpture's cry for help brought a large number of flying ice sculptures. There were a total of 40 to 50 of them, and each of them exuded the majesty of a king. Damn, there are even purple ones. Using the system to observe, he saw that the average ones were white, then the elite ones were red, and the rest were purple. The purple flying ice sculptures. Lin Fei believed that they had the combat power of a high-level loose immortal. This group of flying ice sculptures rushed down, and the surrounding air was rapidly frozen, emitting a terrifying aura. Lin Fei didn't dare to make a move. He had almost used all his strength to deal with the 3 flying ice sculptures. Now that there was a purple flying ice sculpture, wouldn't it be like asking for his life? This group of flying ice sculptures was filled with anger. Unable to find the culprit, the sea beasts under the ice were in trouble. The scene was filled with chaos, and countless sea beasts had died. Huff, huff, they're finally gone. Only after this group of flying ice sculptures left did Lin Fei heave a sigh of relief. The air was frozen, and Lin Fei didn't dare to control the divine flame space, lest the other party noticed. I'll just take the Ice Plains giant ape and the lone flying ice sculpture. Lin Fei didn't dare to make a move against this group of flying ice sculptures for now. The purple flying ice sculpture didn't make a move, and its sharp eyes were constantly observing. There were too many demonic beasts in this area, as many as the hairs on a cow. Lin Fei was very suspicious about how they grew, and how their strength could reach such a level. They weren't any weaker than the demonic beasts. First, he looked at the distance. Nangong Chanchan and the others were still very far away from him. Even if they were all moving in this direction, it would still take a few days. In the next few days, Lin Fei attacked the Ice Plains demonic beasts without a moment of rest. His points were around 100 million, and they rose to around 1 billion. Lin Fei didn't know how many demonic beasts he had caught, but he knew that his points were constantly rising. With 1 billion points, Lin Fei also had some confidence. Reaching 1 billion points in the system store was a whole new level, and there were many treasures he could buy. The system store was divided into several levels. 10,000 to 10 million was one level, 10 million to 100 million, then 100 million to a billion, and then a billion to 10 billion. One could imagine how enormous the number would be at the end. As Lin Fei walked, he continued to capture demonic beasts. Although his strength hadn't increased by much, points were another way to represent his strength. Capture this group of giant frost apes. Nangong Chanchan and the others should be arriving soon. At this time, Lin Fei was controlling the divine flame space to arrive at a valley. Inside lived a group of Ice Plains giant apes. They were the most common species on the Ice Plains. Every species that lived in groups didn't have many Ice Plains giant apes. There were more than 200 of them, and they were the strongest in this area. Lin Fei believed that the reason why the Ice Plains giant apes were so strong was because there were unimaginable mysteries in the Ice Plains, and because of the Ice Plains giant apes' unimaginable prey. Lin Fei didn't dare to act rashly with more than 200 Ice Plains giant apes. He first found 4 or 5 Ice Plains giant apes and captured them from the outside to the inside. After collecting about 100, Lin Fei prepared to capture more Ice Plains giant apes. Suddenly, a furious roar came from the valley, causing the entire mountain to shake. Bang! A golden figure smashed down from the sky, shattering the divine flame space that Lin Fei had created. A supreme will suddenly appeared inside the divine flame space, turning into a giant Ice Plains giant ape. Fuck! A golden Ice Plains giant ape. Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. Damn! How could his luck be so good? He had encountered a golden Ice Plains giant ape while targeting a race with icy soul convergence pills, which had the combat strength of a celestial immortal. Trapped! Lin Fei also knew that he was in deep trouble. Although he didn't know why his opponent had come with a will, it was still a terrifying existence. This was the first time Lin Fei had encountered a celestial immortal Ice Plains giant ape. Bang! The Ice Plains giant ape smashed the divine flame chain with its golden staff. The divine flame chain, which could suppress anything in the past, was shaken away by the supreme will. Too strong. Within the divine flame space, Lin Fei was a godlike existence. He had never thought of losing. The Ice Plains giant ape stepped forward, its golden staff decisively smashing down. Lin Fei controlled the divine flame to block in front of him, but in front of the supreme will, the divine flame was split in two. Bang! It smashed into Lin Fei's body, causing him to explode. Fuck, this is too cruel. Lin Fei's true body was very strong, but he had never expected that the Ice Plains giant ape formed by the Supreme would be so strong. He didn't even have a chance to resist. Retreat. Seeing that Lin Fei had come back to life, the Ice Plains giant ape charged at him again. The entire divine flame space shook. Lin Fei appeared outside the valley. Without a word, he rushed out of the valley. After running for hundreds of thousands of miles, he sighed in relief when he didn't see the Ice Plains giant ape chasing him. Fuck, this is a trap. He checked the divine flame space. At this moment, this unparalleled was attacking the divine flame space, trying to get out. Since you're here, don't even think about leaving. Lin Fei naturally wouldn't let the ice plane's giant ape out. If he did, he would probably be chased. He might as well stay inside the divine flame space. As for why the ice plane's giant ape didn't chase him, he had no idea. Chapter 583. What a loss, what a loss. Lin Fei was miserable. Wasn't he just trying to get some points? Why did a golden level monster have to come out and play tricks on him? This luck was not like buying a lottery ticket. It was too much of a pity. This unparalleled will allowed itself to attack the space of the divine flame as it pleased. Lin Fei was truly worried that this unparalleled will was simply too strong. Lin Fei could only control the divine flame to suppress it. In the end, 1/3 of his power was borrowed. It could be said that Lin Fei now had a big problem. He tried to use the system to recover it, but the system said that it was a huge amount of energy and could not be recovered. Refine it? That was even more ridiculous. 1/3 of Lin Fei's power was borrowed just like that. There was no other way. This was not a small problem. He could not release it, and he could not refine it. Let's leave it at that for now. It was useless to regret now. After coming out of the valley, Lin Fei no longer captured the giant ice apes unless he was alone. He was afraid that he would encounter another golden level monster. The first layer of the ice field was indeed very dangerous. They're here, on a tall ice mountain. Lin Fei quickly took down an iceberg snow monster and stood on the mountain, waiting for them. In less than the time it took for an incense stick to burn, they had all arrived. However, they looked exhausted. This kid is actually fine. Seeing Lin Fei's appearance, Zhuge Hui was very depressed. It looks like he's fine. Li Chengfeng added, could it be that this guy didn't encounter any monsters on the ice field? That's impossible. Yu Shan expressed his doubts. Along the way, they had really suffered a lot. The demonic beasts on the icy plain were endless, causing them to be on tenterhooks at all times. Lin Fei, I didn't expect you to be in a better situation than us. Nangong Qianchan's face was full of hardships. She was surprised to see Lin Fei. He was full of energy. Who said I was in a better situation? Lin Fei looked at her disdainfully. I've transferred 1/3 of my power to suppress the supreme will and protect the divine flame space. Good my A***. It's all right. Lin Fei chuckled. There was an indescribable sadness in his heart. There won't be any iceberg snow monsters here, will there? Li Qingfeng looked around cautiously. They won't appear. I've already captured them, Lin Fei said casually. What? Ice mountain snow monster? You can capture it? They were astonished. Along the way, they were most worried about the ice mountain snow monster. Every time it self-destructed, it had the battle strength of an itinerant immortal. With the continuous self-destructions, they were unlucky. He hated this existence to the core. When they heard that Lin Fei was able to capture the iceberg snow monster, they were naturally shocked. When they fought with the iceberg snow monster, they knew how terrifying it was. Their divine senses were useless, and they were unable to find the location of a true god. What's so difficult about that? Lin Fei said disapprovingly. Otherwise, why would I wait for you up here? There are traces of self-destruction here. Yu Shan pointed to the surroundings, the traces left behind by the self-destruction. Nangong Qianchan finally heaved a sigh of relief. We can finally relax. The ice mountain snow monster is too difficult to deal with. No wonder our demon sect recorded that it's best not to tangle with it. Otherwise, we'll be the ones affected. The demon sect did indeed know some information about the Tianji's secret vault. Lin Fei knew nothing about the first level of the ice plains. The scarlet, refining, heavenly demon had never been here before. Just like what the scarlet, refining, heavenly demon had said, the Tianji's secret vault would change. Even if the route was recorded, it just so happened that the plan could not keep up with the changes. No matter what kind of plan you made, in the end, it would not be able to stop the changes. Lin Fei's efforts were in vain. This ice plains. How can I go to the next level? Lin Fei asked. Lin Fei really did not want to continue in this ice plains. After all, he was trapped by a supreme will that could blow him up in one move. No matter how powerful his flesh rebirth was, if he kept getting blown up, he would still die after using up all his true yuan. Why didn't the main body come out? Lin Fei was confused. He did not dare to guarantee when the main body would come out. Leaving the ice plains was a must. If he went to the next level, no matter how powerful the golden monster was, could it still chase after him? Leaving the ice plains, Lin Fei did not have much confidence. We can just keep heading east. Nangong Qianqian said there's a teleportation gate there that can lead us to the next level. However, the further east we go, the more dangerous it becomes. Lin Fei was glad that he did not go east. Let's take a break and head east. We can collect some treasures along the way. Nangong Qianqian had not rested for a long time, so she was always on guard. When Lin Fei personally captured an ice mountain snow monster, Nangong Qianqian and the others were dumbfounded. How did you do it? Even though Zhuge Hui was very unhappy with Lin Fei, he was very impressed. The other party was able to easily capture the iceberg snow monster, and Zhang Xian was filled with admiration. At the very least, Zhang Xian would not be able to do that. The iceberg snow monster was too strange, and he could not detect it with his divine sense. Lin Fei chuckled. I know a magical ability, ice mountain snow monsters. Their combat strength is not strong. As long as we are careful, we can easily capture them. Since the system had found it, Lin Fei naturally wouldn't say it out loud. Whether others believed it or not, that was their problem. Since he had said it, he had made it clear. Great, we can take down one of the caves occupied by the ice mountain snow monsters. Nangong Qianqian had a face full of excitement. She took out an ancient beast skin. Facing the cold wind, it was not affected at all. This proved that this was not an ordinary beast skin. Lin Fei knew that the demon sect would not be ignorant of the ice plains. Haha, this is great. We almost forgot. In the past, there were many experts on the ice plains who opened up caves to resist the ice plain storm. Unfortunately, the power of the storm exceeded their imagination. Many people froze to death in their caves. The treasures they left behind are all good stuff. Zhuge Hui was also excited. Lin Fei was completely baffled by this. Ice plain storm? Caves? Once every 10 days, there will be an icy plains tempest. It's a very terrifying tempest. Unless you have the body of a celestial immortal, you will find it hard to withstand it. You have to open up an immortal's cave to defend against the cold wind. Those immortals' caves were built by experts like us back in the day. They slaughtered demonic beasts and occupied their immortals' caves to defend against the icy plains tempest. Later on, they were occupied by the iceberg snow monster, and we were unable to break in. If you can capture the iceberg snow monster, we can loot the treasures in the immortals' cave one by one. As the princess of the demon sect, Nangong Qianqian naturally knew the secrets of the ice plains. Lin Fei, I don't have a good impression of you. However, the treasures in these experts' caves are all good stuff. We must work together. Zhuge Hui said bluntly. Previously, we attacked a cave to take the treasures inside. In the end, we encountered the ice mountain snow monsters and almost couldn't get out. Lin Fei really did not know about this cave. How could Lin Fei not be happy when he could choose the first treasure out of a third of the treasures? He regretted not taking a good look at it back then. No problem. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known about the ice plain storm. Indeed, if Lin Fei had left alone to face the ice plain storm, he would have been dead. Nangong Qianqian's solemn words could not be false. Let's go. There is a cave below. Brother Lin, You go capture the Ice Mountain snow monsters. We will lure them away. Soon, they found the Ice Mountain. There was a well-hidden cave below it. Great capture! Lin Fei could capture the Ice Mountain snow monsters at will. With someone attracting the main force, they took down the Ice Mountain snow monsters in one move. Nan Gong Chan Chan and the rest swarmed up and blasted open the Ice Mountain. They found the cave below. It was said that the cave was dug out by the Ice Plains' demonic beasts and could withstand the Ice Plains storm. They entered the cave and saw a corpse. The bones did not rot and instead had a luster. This was an expert who cultivated his bones. Haha, our luck is not bad. There is a celestial artifact here. The cave was covered in layers of ice, sealing everything in ice. One could see everything with a single glance. Unfortunately, it has been too long. The celestial artifact's power has been reduced by more than half. After searching for a while, they found a total of 3 celestial artifacts and a battle armor. It had also lost more than half of its power. It was a good item. Young Master Lin, you can take one of the 3 celestial artifacts. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to enter so easily. Lin Fei did not have any requirements for the celestial artifacts. He casually picked one. It seems like we can sweep the cave. Zhu Gahui and the rest smiled. Following that, it was just as they said. With Lin Fei, they could capture the Ice Mountain snow monsters. They took down many cave dwellings along the way. 10 days are almost up. We need to find a cave dwelling to withstand the Ice Plain storm. After taking down another cave dwelling, Nangong Chanchan started to prepare for shelter. This cave dwelling is not good. Lin Fei was puzzled. No, this kind of cave dwelling has been abandoned. We need the cave dwelling of the Ice Mountain beetle. Nangong Chanchan explained, this kind of Ice Mountain beetle is good at finding shelter. The cave dwelling we are in now is actually their nest. Lin Fei really didn't know what was going on. Nangong Chanchan brought a lot of good stuff. They easily found a place. On a tall ice mountain, a cave dwelling appeared. Let's kill our way in. We are running out of time. They only found it after searching for half a day. At this moment, everyone felt a chill as the temperature plummeted. The ice on the ice plains, which had been cracked open, turned into solid ice. When the wind blades blew over, the tall ice mountains were cut in half with a single slash. Rumbling sounds continuously rang out. They all knew how hard the ice mountain was, but under the wind blade, it was cut in half with one slash. It was at least a mid-stage loose immortal attack, and this seemed to be just the beginning. They did not dare to stay any longer. They circulated their true essence to resist. The chill was bone-chilling, as if it wanted to freeze them into popsicles. If they continued to stay outside, once the temperature dropped, they would freeze to death. Inside the cave dwelling, the temperature rose in all directions, forming a furnace. Everyone clicked their tongues in wonder. This ice mountain beetle was indeed amazing. On the surface, it looked like an ice mountain. No one expected that there would be a furnace underneath. Everyone be careful. We're about to encounter the ice mountain beetle. They are very ferocious. We must be careful. There are also enemies. They will also compete with us. Nangong Chanchan seemed to already know about this. The passageway went all the way down. They could clearly see that the cold chi behind them had turned the passageway into an ice sculpture. It was a field of ice. Someone is killing the ice mountain beetle. The smell of blood filled the air. Energy fluctuations and continuous roars could be heard. After rushing into the palace, Xiao Chen saw many ice pangolins fighting with a small group of ice pangolins. The ground was covered in ice pangolins. Kill!